defensive lineman from Bear, Delaware, Magnus Wemble. Number 5 is a slot receiver from Orange, Connecticut, Mike Gulia. Also number 5, a defensive back from Staten Island, New York, Francis Perry. Number 6, a linebacker from Blauvelt, New York, Dennis DeChico. Number 7, a slot receiver from Stony Point, New York, Peter Lombardi. Also number 7, a punter from Suwanee, Georgia, Zach Mabry. Number 8, a defensive back from Taylor, Texas, Chris Gomes. Number 9, a defensive lineman from Alexandria, Virginia, a captain, Amechi Conquo. Number 10, a linebacker from Castaic, California, Captain Austin Charles. Number 11 is a quarterback from Slingerlands, New York, also a captain, George Marinopoulos. Number 12, a slot receiver from Kingston, Tennessee, Matt Spellman. Number 18, a quarterback from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Lawson Cribb. Also number 18, a defensive back from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, Mark Neary. Number 20, wide receiver from Montoursville, Pennsylvania, Riley Conboy. Number 21, a running back from Hopewell Junction, New York, Dylan Burnett. Number 22, a slot receiver from Keller, Texas, Dylan Smith. Number 28, a running back from Leominster, Massachusetts, Angel Colina. Number 30, a running back from Latham, New York, Rhett Isernia. Number 32 is a running back from West Hartford, Connecticut, Spencer Orkel. Number 33, a linebacker from Southbury, Connecticut, Cole McGrath. Number 34, a slot receiver from Oakland, New Jersey, Evan White. Number 38, a running back from Corona, New York, Rafsan Hamid. Number 40, a defensive back from New Windsor, Connecticut, Ryan Skivington. Number 45, a linebacker from Watertown, Connecticut, Joe Deptula. Number 48, tight end from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Kenny Schrader. Number 51, an offensive lineman from Middletown, New Jersey, Thomas Olson. Number 63 is a defensive lineman from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Mark Anderson. Number 65, an offensive lineman from North Babylon, New York, Joe Cuomo. Number 66, a defensive lineman from West Haven, Connecticut, Reuben Clark. Number 70 is an offensive lineman from Boonton, New Jersey, Rick Demboski. Number 72, an offensive lineman from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Will Lampier. Number 78, an offensive lineman from Oceanside, New York, Anthony Iaquinta. Number 79, an offensive lineman from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, Garrett Farmer. Number 86, a defensive lineman from West Babylon, New York, Cornel Russell. Number 94, a defensive lineman from Armont, New York, Connor Ahern. Number 97, a defensive lineman from Wellesley, Massachusetts, Josh Cohen. And And number 98, a defensive lineman from Brooklyn, New York, Jeff Langford. Thank you, seniors. This group will be soiling this for all they've done on and off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, your seniors from the RPI football class. Fans, we'd like to remind you, NCAA football is the umbrella organization unifying all NCAA collegiate football playing institutions. The NCAA, the nation's football coaches, the national commissioners, and the nation's athletic directors, as well as other collegiate sports organizations, have joined together as one force to improve, preserve, and promote the game of college football for those who play the game, those who coach the game, and those who support the game. NCAA football would like to thank you, the fans, for attending today's game.
Standing, sir. How are you? Have a good day, all. No, I already talked to my senior coach. Told him I want. Oh, yeah. That's good. You got the itinerary or something?
I'd like to remind you that Rensselaer is a tobacco-free campus, so we ask that you join us, support our neighbors by not using tobacco products in all institute facilities and outdoor areas. And we thank you for respecting our tobacco-free campus environment. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the Liberty League, and the NCAA Football Rules Committee promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated, and our grounds for removal from the site, and if needed, additional disciplinary action. Also, we'd like to remind you consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products is prohibited. The officials for this afternoon's contest: the referee is Kevin Lynch, the umpire R.J. Murray, head linesman Michael Fogarty, the line judge Matthew White, side judge is Frank Parker, field judge Derek Reidel, back judge Joe Reed. On the game clock, Jim Barbieri, and on the play clock is Joseph Dunleavy.
also big.
I used to watch American Idol, and I saw them, and I was like,
They were in the hallways still. I used to go off Coach Gibb. That's Coach Gibb that gets out here and he's working around. Then that's when it's about the time.
thank you!
Turn it up. I still can't get over this one. It is what it is. It's so sad. It's insane to the sports side.
You know what? I might.
She doesn't, she's just kidding. Yes, I do, stop it! I am confessing my love for you. Horrifying.
You're walking home and it's like, you realize that is you're going to tell me if you're not on break. Yeah. And I was like, what did I do? He's like, exactly that. Okay.
You got me. Hello? Hello? You got me? Yep.
You want a handshake? Give me a handshake.
Awesome.
Ball boys?
I think that's RPI. Okay, let's give. Yeah, I got
Once again, good afternoon, football fans. Welcome to Rensselaer and East Campus Stadium for Senior Day. We'd like like to welcome the Ithaca College Bombers. Their head coach is Dan Swanstrom.
Against the 6-1 RPI Engineers. Kurt Stud and Yancey Roy here for you today. And Yancey, we were talking before the game, and we don't know what to expect here because last time Ithaca came to play RPI, I think the game turned out rather differently than what people were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's eerily similar circumstances here as in 2019, which was the last time they met. Ithaca traveled to Troy that day. They were one of the top teams in the conference. They had a game coming up against Union College where they could have shared or clinched a playoff berth in the NCAAs, and they basically totally overlooked the RPI that day. One of those trap games. RPI rolled out to what was a 31-0 lead on the way to a 38-12 stunner of a victory. It was the biggest win that year for RPI. So here we are again, 2 years later. Same situation. Ithaca, by and large, same situation. Ithaca tied for first in the conference. They're ranked number 13, as high as number 13 in one of the polls. And they've got Union next week, which lines up to be more or less a conference championship game, unless there's a turn of events here today. And you wonder, as we were talking before, you wonder if Ithaca is just, the coaches have burned into the Bombers' memory of what happened here 2 years ago when they overlooked RPI and don't do that again. Or,
All right, shake hands.
do we see it happen?
Introduce yourself.
Because, like we said, there's a huge game next week, Ithaca versus Union, which right now would line up for the conference championship, and it's hard not to look ahead to that. So
Ithaca, you're the
it'll be
visiting team.
interesting to see
This is
how
the
two
heads.
teams
This
come
is the
out
tails.
here,
I'm going to toss it and let it
today.
hit the ground.
This is
What's
only
your call?
the
Tails is the call.
meeting, I believe.
It is
between
a heads.
the teams.
What's your
On
choice?
the one hand, this series
RPI has won the toss and elected to defer to the second half.
On the other hand,
You want the ball?
decades and decades
Which way do you want to kick?
until Ithaca joined the Liberty
Okay, so go ahead this way.
League, and they've now played 3 times in
Ithaca
conference.
receive in this end zone. All right, fellas, let's shake hands and play football.
Series 4 games to 2. A couple of weather notes, it's mid-50s here, it's overcast, there's a small chance of rain a little bit later, something like 15 to 20%. But it's not going to be nearly as bad as it might have seemed earlier in the week when it looked like we were looking at a sort of an all-day rainy afternoon, and which could affect play. Looks like it's going to probably be dry but cool and overcast all day as we get ready for the national anthem.
Before we get started here, we would like to remind you, you are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Football from the East Campus Stadium in Troy, New York. Kurt Studd and Nancy Roy on the call for you today, and we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding to WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of Engineer football, hockey, and baseball. RPI won the coin toss. They elected to defer their selection to the second half, and that means that Ithaca will get the ball to start out today's game.
Ithaca is a team that has a high-powered offense, pretty much balanced running and throwing the ball. Their quarterback, A.J. Wingfield, comes in. Get this, he's completing 74% of his passes on the year for 1,836 yards. He's already thrown 3 touchdowns. He throws for about 260 yards a game. But Ithaca tries to balance out with the run. They're not all pass-happy. They probably are about 60-40 in favor of passing plays, but they've got a decent running attack too. You're going to see 3 guys alternating back there carrying the ball, led by Jalen Hines, who's their leading rusher with 393 yards on the ground. Receivers to keep an eye on, folks that will probably be saying the names of a lot today. Michael Anderson, a wide receiver with 30 catches. Andrew Vito, 47 catches already for Ithaca.
RPI, McDougal with a low kick. That's taken by an Ithaca up man at the 28-yard line. He's going to get hit, stays on his feet, gets hit a lot more, and he's finally down around the 31, and that's where Ithaca is going to start out today's game, at the 31-yard line. That was Connor McDougal with the kick. Just to fill you in, if you were following last week's game, McDougal got hurt.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, thank you, 2 weeks ago. McDougal got hurt on the kickoff after RPI's field goal attempt, and that's why he did not come out to try the extra point that was ultimately blocked and resulted in RPI with a 1-point loss. So it's Ithaca 1st and 10 at their own 31 as we start out today's action. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right, and Ithaca's going to go on the ground to start out today's game, and that's Hines. He's going to take it up ahead, and he's going to get stopped at the 43-yard line.
Hurry-up offense here. Ithaca not wasting any time. 1 back in the backfield, 2 receivers near side.
Ball to 38 if I misspoke just before, and that's going to be a pass completion. That'll be a first down to Michael Anderson. Wingfield completes to Anderson. That's out at the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down for Ithaca.
Like we said, Anderson, 30 catches already on the season. He's one of Wingfield's favorite targets here.
No score, just underway here in Troy. 1st and 10, Ithaca at their own 45. 4 wideout formation for the Bombers in their, road whites with dark blue numbers. Nice to read. Wingfield pass, that is intercepted by the Engineers. Is this a battle for the ball? Who's got it? RPI, looks like RPI intercepted that. I think Noyes got it. Yes, he did. Noyes picks it off. He's got it at the Ithaca 46. and the Engineers get the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, he was fighting for it with Jalen Hines, the running back who had come out for a pass sort of in the flat on the right. It was a telegraph pass, and the RPI defender, Noyes, able to read it and just step right in front. They both had their hands on the ball for a while, and Noyes just proved to be a little bigger and stronger and able to wrestle it away as they hit the ground.
RPI takes possession at the Ithaca 46. No score here, first quarter. RPI picks off Wingfield for the INT. Now, first down for the Engineers. It's going to be a ground game. Going to the left is Munoz Watts, and he's going to make it out to the 40, down to the 42, and that's a pickup of 4 for RPI.
Delano Munoz Watts, he's usually the featured running back. RPI lines up usually with just one running back in the backfield. He's got a team-high 322 yards on the season. He had a terrific game against Hobart 2 weeks ago, 91 yards. It's probably their best offensive asset.
Second and 6 for RPI at the Ithaca 42. 2 wideouts to the right. Actually, 2 to the left now. Lombardi's on the line to the left. Munoz Watts in the backfield. Marinopoulos takes a snap. He's going to throw before he gets hit. That is complete, and that should be that should be a first down for RPI. McDonald has it. Forward progress to the 35, and they'll move the chains. It's a first down RPI.
Vinny McDonald lined up on the left. He took about a 5-yard sprint forward and then just cut across the middle. Had a step on his man. Marinopoulos hitting him in stride, and he's able to fight all the way from the 40 down to the 35 for a first down in Bombers territory.
First and 10, RPI at the 35. Exactly 13 to go here, first quarter, no score. First possession of the game for the Engineers. 2 wide, whoops, direct snap to Munoz Watts. He's going to go right, and he's going to get cut down. Nice open field tackle by Anthony Robinson. Stops him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Robinson, a defensive back, a senior out of Naples, Florida. Read that play perfectly, came up and got Munoz right at the line of scrimmage, hit him right at the knee and took him down immediately.
So that previous play was a direct snap to Munoz Watts. Marinopoulos was not on the field for that. Marinopoulos, the starting quarterback for RPI. No gain on first down. Marinopoulos is back out. Burnett is now in at running back for RPI. 3 receivers to the left, tight end on the right for RPI for second and 10 at the 35 of Ithaca. Now Lombardi's going to drop into the backfield. He's going to move around and hand off to Burnett. Burnett's going to make it to the 30. He's going to get hit there, and he's going to get stopped. That was Robinson again on the tackle.
Well, a nice change of direction for Dylan Burnett. He got the handoff and started to the left side of the line, and instead cut back to the right and went off tackle where there was a little bit of gap. He turns nothing into something, able to pick up 6 yards down to the 29.
Third and 4 for RPI. 3 receivers to the left, Burnett in the backfield. Tight end on the right for the Engineers. Ball on the far hash mark, and Burnett's going to take the handoff. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and maybe gets a little bit beyond that as Antonio Valley caught him, and RPI's got a 4th down.
Yeah, Valley pretty much blew that up, read that all along. And so it'll be 4th down and close to 4. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, this is a little too close to kick and a little bit beyond McDougal's range.
It looked like they were going to do a quick snap, but now Marinopoulos backing off and looking for signals from the sideline. He's got 3 receivers near side left. Burnett in the backfield with him. They got to get to the 25.
4th and 4. High snap. Marinopoulos wants to throw. He's got a target. McDonald's open. Touchdown. Wide open at the goal line. RPI goes up 6-0.
Vinny McDonald was lined up on the far side left, and he just ran basically a post pattern, and there was a breakdown in Ithaca coverage. He was wide open in the end zone, just waiting for the ball to get to him. The quarterback did not go with McDonald on the pattern, and the strong safety did not come over to help. They made a mad dash towards McDonald as he was waiting for the ball about a yard in the end zone. They got there a hair too late, and the Engineers score first.
McDougal's kick is up and good. We have 10:46 to go here. First quarter, RPI leads 7-0.
Well, you know, in the pregame, we just talked about it a little 2 years ago, the last time they met, the last time there was a full season here. RPI was the underdog against Ithaca College, and they stunned the Bombers with 21 first quarter points, taking control of the game and rolling on to a 38-12 victory. And here we are, very early in this ball game. Just we haven't even played 5 minutes yet. It's 10:46 to go in the first quarter. RPI able to take advantage of that interception by Noyes, drive down and score on a 4th down play. A touchdown pass from Marinopolis to a wide open Vinny McDonald.
McDougal has teed the ball up again for his second kickoff today. Diodetta and Tedeschi are back, but they're not going to get the ball again. It goes to an up man. He's got trouble with it at the 30, picks it up to the 35, and he's going to get stopped around the 39.
Jake Williams, one of the running backs for the Bombers, fielding that kick. And so 10:40 to go in the first quarter. RPI up 7-0. Ithaca Bombers moving from left to right on your radio dial. They're wearing their road uniforms, all white, white tops, white pants, dark blue numbers and letters, dark blue helmets. RPI on senior day wearing all black today. Black uniforms, white numbers, of course, red RPI across the helmets.
1st and 10, Ithaca at their own 39, trailing 7-0. Hines is going to take the carry, finds a hole on the left. He's to the 45. Hines takes a man with him, and he's going to be out to the 46. The 48. There's a difference here. Where are they going to put him? 48.
As we said, Ithaca, most of its yards come through the air, but they like to run. They mix it up pretty well.
Wingfield throws, completes on the far side. That'll be a 1st down for Ithaca. Anderson is pushed out of bounds at the 40, and they are in RPI territory for the first time today.
Anderson is a veteran player here, not a big guy, 5'9", 160, but he's a senior. And he comes in as the second leading receiver for the Bombers, 30 catches coming into today.
1st and 10, Ithaca at the RPI 40. 7-0, RPI leads. Exactly 10 to go here in the first quarter in Troy. 4 wide out formation, 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right. Hines is in the backfield.
His 3 favorite receivers all on the right side, spread wide.
Wingfield looking left, under pressure, throws the ball away, and that is overthrown for Hines around the 10-yard line.
You know, he was looking for Hines all the way. Hines was the running back lined up in the backfield, and he came out on one of those wheel routes, and he ran along the numbers on the far left side, and Wingfield never even looked to the right side where he had 3 receivers. He was committed to going to Hines, who never really was open. Good coverage by the engineers. Wingfield just overthrew everything.
2nd and 10 at the 40. Hines in the backfield, gets the handoff, doesn't see anything straight ahead, tries to move a little to the left. He's going to get some yards out of this. It didn't look good at first, but he is going to pick up 3 down to the 37.
Number of engineers on the tackle led by Josh Cohen, a senior defensive lineman out of Wellesley, Mass.
3rd and 7 at the 37 for Ithaca.
They're going to line up with 5 wide receivers here, Kurt. 3 on the near side right, 2 far side left. Nobody in the backfield with Wingfield.
3rd down and 7. Play clock down to 5. They'll snap the ball. Wingfield's going to roll out to his right. Still looking downfield. He's going to run with the ball, and he's going to get pushed out inside the 40 near the line of scrimmage. You know, the referee's going to come up and say he stepped out at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 4th down and 7 for Ithaca at the RPI 37.
You know, that play largely successful for RPI because of the coverage. Nobody was really open for Wingfield on any part of the field.
Ithaca going for it on 4th and 7. Hines goes into the backfield. Two receivers each side. RPI's got 4 on the line right now on defense. And Ithaca snaps the ball. Wingfield looks, throws, and it goes through the hands of an engineer defender, goes incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs at the RPI 37.
Good pressure from C.J. Schumacher and Magnus Womble. Kind of hurried that throw from Wingfield. It was nowhere near his receiver. Kind of threw it. He and Anderson had run a sort of slant in pattern. It was thrown behind him. No chance at all to make the catch, and the Engineers will take over on downs at their own 37. So 2 offensive sets so far for Ithaca. They come into this ball game averaging 450 yards per game. They're a high-powered offense, but they've been stymied through the first 2 possessions here with the Engineers.
First and 10 RPI at their own 37. 7:56 to go here, first quarter. RPI leads 7-0. Engineers with a 3 wideout set. They've got a man in the slot on the right. Munoz Watts in the backfield. Marinopoulos, his pass is batted down at the line, and that goes incomplete.
Michael Rumis coming in on a blitz, a 5'9" senior out of Roxbury, New Jersey.
Roxbury? I went to school in Roxbury, New Jersey. That's my high school.
Some sort of conspiracy here, it sounds like, yes, from Roxbury.
Usually when you hear Roxbury, it's Roxbury, Mass.
Right.
RPI's offense. George Marinopoulos is the quarterback. Delano Munoz Watts is the running back. Wide receivers are Peter Lombardi, Sterling Walker Sutton, and Vinnie McDonald. The tight end is Kenny Schrader. The line is Danny Beckenhuis, Rick Demboski, Thomas Lawson, Garrett Farmer, and Luke Kolschel. As RPI has a 2nd down and 10, and Munoz Watts is going to take the carry. He's to the 40, and Munoz Watts gets out to the 42, picks up 5 to make this a bit more manageable 3rd and 5 situation for RPI.
But nice blocking up front. Danny Beckenhuis, Thomas Olesen up there, really able to get a surge forward and open the gap for Munoz Watts to get the ball out to the 42.
Yeah, Rumis from Succothon in New Jersey. Went to Roxbury High School, yes. 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 42. On RPI side of the field, Engineers. Marinopoulos throws, caught, that's complete at the 50-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for RPI. Basically, almost every Ithaca Bomber is in on this tackle, but not before RPI gets the completion, and Lombardi gets a 1st down for the Engineers at the 50.
Peter Lombardi, leading receiver for the Engineers on the year. That's his 46th catch so far this season. He just ran, coming from the right side and kind of a square-in pattern, and the Ithaca Bombers defensive backs were playing well off him. Probably 3 or 4 yards off him, so as soon as Marinopoulos saw him and delivered the ball, he was able to make the catch for the 1st down at the Ithaca 49.
Ball's at the 49, 1st and 10 Engineers, 6:40 to go, first quarter, RPI 7, Ithaca nothing. Marinopoulos hands off to Munoz Watts, doesn't see anything straight ahead, bounces off to the left, he's going to get to the 48. That's a gain of 1 before, again, there were probably 8 guys involved in that tackle for Ithaca.
Well, a nice read for Munoz Watts to at least make that a positive gain instead of a loss, bouncing off to the left to try to get something. Looks like they'll give him 1 yard. Marinopoulos off to a good start, 3 for 4 for 45 yards. He's hit McDonald twice and Lombardi once here in the first quarter.
RPI's got 2 receivers to the left, 2 close to the right, and Lombardi's going to move in from the left. He's going to take the handoff, follow Munoz Watts. Lombardi tries to turn the corner, and that's not going to work as well as they had hoped. He's going to get stopped around the 46.
That's a play that the Engineers run at least a few times a game, which is Lombardi coming from the wide receiver spot and just taking a handoff from the quarterback and trying to sweep around the right side. That one not so successful. Derek Slika, defensive back right there from Waterloo, New York, out in the Finger Lakes, able to make the tackle at the 46.
RPI with a 3rd and 7 at the 46 of Ithaca. 2 receivers each side. Munoz watches the running back for the Engineers. Now RPI will send the man in motion. They don't hand off to Munoz Watts. Pass complete to the 45, well short of a 1st down. Nice tackle by Takor on the receiver Conboy. Takor was right there to take him down. No chance for a gain there.
Cap Takor, a local guy, went to Shaker High School right here in Albany, in the Capital District, rather. Pass was just a little too far wide and not enough downfield to cover the yardage they need. I was a little surprised that Marinopoulos didn't look for someone further down the field that was past the 1st down marker, so he wouldn't have to catch and run for it.
Moncrief out to punt. He boots the ball away. Fair catch is signaled by Anderson. He'll take it right around the 12-yard line, and Ithaca will have the ball there. We have 4:27 to go here in quarter number 1. RPI leads 7-0.
Engineers defense playing well here so far in the first quarter. Ithaca's had 2 possessions. Both of them have ended in turnovers. 1 an interception, and then 1 turnover and downs as a 4th down attempt failed on the RPI side of the field. So a good start for the Engineers defense.
Ball's back at the 12 for Ithaca. On first down, they're going to go to the ground, and I think that's Garcia in the game now for Ithaca. Yep, and he's going to get out to about the 16-yard line. So that is Dante Garcia.
He's one of their top 3 rushers. He often spells, sorry.
2nd down and 6. Wingfield's going to throw, and that's complete to about the 21, near the 22 to Vito. I think it's a little bit short of a first down.
First time we've called his name, Vito's 47 catches coming into today. I was finishing that sentence. Garcia often spells Hines as the feature back in the Ithaca Bombers backfield.
It is short of a first down. 3rd and 1 for Ithaca at their own 21-yard line. This is a 3-receiver formation. They've got a man in the slot to the left. Garcia in the backfield with Wingfield. Takes a snap, hands off to Garcia. Garcia's got the first down. He's got a hole and a bunch more yards as he finally gets out to the 30-yard line before he's taken down.
Nice run by Garcia there. Both of the feature backs for the Bombers, not big guys. Garcia, 5'8", 185 out of East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Hines, also 5'8", 195.
First and 10, Ithaca at their own 30. 7-0, RPI leads. 3:05 to go in the first quarter. Wingfield's looking to throw under pressure. He's going to dish one off short, and that went to Garcia. I was trying to get the name out, and he gets a gain of 2 yards after the 32.
Setting up a screen, but the Engineers weren't really fooled by that, and not much room for Garcia to run there. Host of Engineers in on the tackle. Perhaps led by Chris Gomes, might have got the first hit on him.
2nd and 8, they'll call that a gain of 2. Ball's at the 32 for the Bombers. 2 receivers each side. Garcia in the backfield. He'll take the handoff, goes right, doesn't see anything. Now he's going to get hit by the Engineers, and he's going to get stopped. And he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Josh Cohen, Cam Youngener among those in on the tackle for the Engineers. Sets up a 3rd and long for the Bombers.
They'll stack the receivers on each side. Garcia stays in at running back.
Wingfield backing up and looking for a different signal from the coaching staff, so we got a little delay. Looks like they might be changing the play here on 3rd and 8.
4 seconds left on the play clock. Wingfield gets the snap. He's under pressure immediately, throws the ball and throws it away, basically, overthrows his receiver on the far side, and it'll be 4th and long, and Ithaca is going to send out the punt team.
And the guy who made that play for the Engineers was 23, Jimmy Lieblow, one of the defensive backs who came in on a blitz, and Wingfield had no time to throw it. He kind of just threw it off his back foot, overthrew the receiver. A good call by the RPI's defense to bring everybody, and Lebo got through unhindered and forced Wingfield to just sling it up there and over everybody on the left sideline.
Enzo Mortolucci out to punt for Ithaca. High snap, gets it away, almost blocked. Almost blocked. He's going to fall short. Spellman's going to let this one bounce. It takes an Ithaca bounce, an Ithaca roll, and it's still rolling. And Ithaca will down this at the RPI 22. And there's a little pushing and shoving around the ball at that time. Ball's down to 22. 1:15 to go here in the first quarter. RPI leads 7-0.
And Anthony D'Agostino, a freshman linebacker out of Hewlett, New York on Long Island, got in there on the pressure. And as the play was developing, Kurt, I was thinking, oh, it's getting blocked, it's getting blocked. And the punt got away. I thought to myself, how did he miss it? I thought he must have just barely grazed his hand. I thought that D'Agostino was going to block that for sure.
We've got 1:15 to go here in the quarter. RPI first and 10 at their own 22, up 7-0. Three receivers to the left, tight end to the right for RPI. And RPI is going to go to the ground. Burnett has it, can't find a hole here. He kept going left, couldn't find a hole, and finally the Ithaca defense puts him down on the ground.
Yeah, 4 or 5 guys in on the tackle there. No room at all.
Second down and 10, no gain on that play. Sun's coming out here in Troy. The sun is now shining on the field. It's mostly cloudy still. And looking west, it is probably going to stay mostly cloudy for the rest of this game. Down to 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. RPI snaps the ball. Burnett finds a hole, 25. Burnett to the 30 and out to the 31. He picks up 9. For Ithaca, their defense, Antonio Valli, Ed Longest, Giancarlo Kelly, and Ashton Hurd are up front. The linebackers, Isaac Haydek, Miles Haynes, and Ben Stola. The safeties are Michael Rumis and Cade McDermott, and the first quarter has just ended, and Anthony Robinson and Akop Takor are the cornerbacks. And 15 minutes are done here in Troy. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing after the first quarter.
Well, terrific first quarter for the Engineers, out to a 7-0 lead. Defense especially playing well against a high-powered Ithaca offense. Ithaca comes in averaging 35 points a game, 450 yards a game, and their first 2 possessions ended in turnovers. One was an interception, another was turned over on downs after a 4th down attempt failed. And the Engineers up 7-0 on a 29-yard pass from Marinopoulos to Vinny McDonald, and the extra point as well. The team stats still look pretty even, though, in the first half, the first quarter. Rushing yards, Ithaca 32, RPI 27. RPI a little better in passing, leading that 46-26. But overall, not a whole lot of offense so far, other than the Engineers were able to capitalize on that interception turnover, drive it down, and on 4th down, going for it on 4th down from the Ithaca 29, they benefit a bit from some blown coverage in the defensive backfield for Ithaca. It results in a 29-yard touchdown pass from Marinopoulos to McDonald, our only score of the game so far. As the team now switch sides, and RPI will be going left to right. No wind to speak of here in Troy this afternoon.
Sun is shining. 15 minutes on the board for the second quarter. RPI, direct snap to Burnett. Burnett's going to get stopped short of the line of scrimmage. He never got back to the 31. He's going to be inside the 30.
Yeah, Engineers haven't really gotten much on the ground whatsoever in that so far. 9 carries, 27 yards, so that's just 3 yards a carry. And they want to establish that running game, but so far they haven't really controlled the line of scrimmage in terms of making any kind of big games with any of the running plays.
And that was 3rd and 1 if I didn't set that up correctly. It's now 4th down, and RPI sends out Moncrief to punt. Anderson's back around his own 36. The kick is up. High kick, stays up there a long time. Anderson signals a fair catch, and he'll take it at the 33. So 14-15 to go here in the first half. RPI leads 7-0.
You a chance to catch up on a couple of stats here. Cam Youngener, one of the linebackers, had a really good first quarter for the Engineers on defense. 5 tackles, 3 solos, 2 assists. There's a host of other guys with 2, and also, as we know, Connor Noyes, one of the linebackers, with the 1 interception, which led to the 1 touchdown that we've seen so far this afternoon.
First and 10, Ithaca at the 33. They're going right to left across your radio dial in this second quarter, and they're going to get out to the 37-yard line. As Garcia in at running back for Ithaca, he gets out to the 37 for a pickup of 4. That's a hard-earned pickup of 4.
Not many big plays we've seen so far in the first quarter, Kurt. A lot of short gains. The longest running play for either team is 9 yards. Ithaca's longest pass play has only been for 12 yards.
Second down, and I'm not sure if that's a pass or a pitch, but the ball's in the possession of Garcia, and he's going to get a first down out to the 44-yard line.
You know, in baseball, how they say you await the scorer's decision. Yeah, I don't know if that'll be counted as a pass or a run, because he kind of threw it overhand, but he threw it sort of directly sideways. Probably go down as a run, but I don't know. He threw it overhand, so maybe they'll count that as a pass. I'm not sure.
Who knows? At the 44, 1st and 10 for Ithaca. They trail 7-0. Wingfield fakes the handoff. He has to throw the ball. That is complete for a gain of maybe 2 yards to Dan Mason, as Wingfield is under a lot of pressure. And we have our first flag of the day.
Cole McGrath was out there on one-on-one coverage, the senior linebacker out of Southbury, Connecticut, and he was able to make the ankle tackle. Good play by McGrath, bringing him down at the 46, but like we're saying, we're waiting the signal here for the flag.
I think this is ineligible receiver downfield.
Yep.
Downfield, offense number 88 was covered and went down. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That is Kevin Lynch, the referee for today's game. Ball back at the 39. Dan
Correction,
Swanstrom,
still first down.
Basis, is the head coach for the Ithaca Bombers. Ralph Izernia coaching the RPI Engineers. And as I mentioned earlier, this is an elimination game for RPI. If they lose, they can't win the title. If they win, they still can, but it will depend on other games and potentially tiebreakers. But a loss knocks RPI out of contention. So the ball is back at the 39 for what would be a 1st and 15 after the ineligible receiver downfield call against Ithaca. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and we've got another whistle, and is that a timeout? Somebody from Ithaca came running onto the field.
Timeout, Ithaca. The first charge timeout of the half.
Ithaca calls a timeout. 12:47 to go here, first half. RPI up 7-0. That is the first timeout for Ithaca in this first half.
Well, Kurt, you mentioned the conference title chase. A couple of other big games going on today, especially Hobart at Union. They have not kicked off yet. That'll be at 1 o'clock in Schenectady. Right now, Union and Ithaca are leading the conference, 2 undefeated teams and 2 nationally ranked teams in the conference. But obviously, Hobart and RPI still in the chase as well, each with 1 loss. One other conference game, Rochester will be at St. Lawrence, kicking off at 1 o'clock. In a non-conference game, Brockport at Buffalo State. They're underway, 6-0 Brockport in the first quarter.
Well, we have time. The Ithaca offense, A.J. Wingfield is the quarterback. Running back, Jalen Hines, although Dante Garcia has seen a lot of action. Andrew Vito, Michael Anderson, and Jacob Cooney are the wide receivers. The tight end is John Crowley. The line, Colin Norton, Alexander Rice, Jojo Puckey, Jake Villanueva, and Anselmo Farrell. Ithaca 1st and 15 at their own 39, trailing by 7. RPI's got 3 on the line. Handoff's going to go to Garcia. Garcia's going to find some room, picks up the penalty yards, picks up some more yards, and he's out to the 50 for a gain of 11.
It's the longest running play of the afternoon for either team now. Interesting, Ithaca tends to pass the ball a little bit more, sort of a 60-40 split, but so far they've been heavy on the ground.
Garcia takes the carry, goes straight ahead, runs into the line, and he's probably going to still pick up 2 yards. Yeah, they'll stop him at the RPI 48.
It'll be about 3rd and 2. Just to follow up on that point, so far 11 running plays for the Bombers and 8 passes.
Ball at the 48 for Ithaca, the 48 of RPI, 3rd and 2. Single receivers each side, man on the slot on the left, tight end on the right. And they're going to give to Garcia. He's going to go to the right and then cuts up field, and he's down to the 45, and that's a first down for Ithaca.
Well, some nice running by Garcia in heavy traffic. It did not look like he was going to make the 45, but he was able to just sort of slither through the line there and push his way forward for a first down.
Hines is now going to come in at running back for Ithaca. 11.5 to go here in the first half. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing. First and 10 for the Bombers at the RPI 45. And this is going to be a pitch to Hines. He's going to go right, goes up along the sidelines, and he is out where? He's going to be out around the 42.
Magnus Womble taking him out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 42.
Bombers got the ball a little over 3 minutes ago, game time. A little over 3 minutes ago, putting a drive together here. Wingfield fakes the handoff. Now he's going to put the ball up in the air, looking down at the goal line, tipped away, and it's incomplete. Anderson was the intended receiver, and it got knocked away. Was that Brockdorf?
Yeah, Spencer Brockdorf, and that's a terrific recovery for him because he was chasing Anderson into the end zone and was not looking back at the ball, and as Anderson looked kind of skyward as the ball hung up a bit, Spencer looked up and got his right hand, which was sort of, he was running, leading with his left shoulder, and just kind of reach up with his right hand and tip that ball away. Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown for the Bombers.
That makes it 3rd and 7.
First time we've seen him try a really deep passing play. They've largely been on the ground so far this afternoon, and the passes the Bombers have tried is just sort of short out routes or screen passes. It's the first time they tried to go deep.
Ball's at the 42 for Ithaca on this 3rd down play. 2 receivers each side. Hines in the backfield. Wingfield wants to throw. Wingfield's going to go downfield again, looking for the same man, and Anderson is about a step too short of the ball, and it falls incomplete in the end zone.
Yeah, Anderson was running deep towards the goalpost. He also had Billy Tedeschi on the right sideline, but neither one was really open. Good coverage by the Engineers. And 4th and long, and it looks like Ithaca's going to go for it. The offense is out there. 4th down and 7 at the, 42?
Yeah, ball's at the RPI 42 for this 4th and 7.
He likes to go to Anderson, number 3. He's on the near side. He also likes to go to Vito. He's on the near side, number 5. His 2 favorite targets lined up on the left side.
Ithaca down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Have they been trying to draw RPI offsides? No, they're going to, oh, no,
Quick
now
kick.
Wingfield kicks it. Wingfield punched the ball, and it's taken at about the 5-yard line. 10, 15, 20, and out to maybe the 24 for RPI. Francis Perry on the return for RPI. So he was situated back in case they did that.
Yeah. They were, I think, once Ithaca took so long to get the play off, Perry began to drop back as a safety, was all the way back at the 5 then to receive that punt. And a nice return all the way out to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's a 19-yard punt return.
So again, the Engineers defense just having a terrific first half. This is an Ithaca Bombers offense that averages 35 points a game. They haven't scored yet. We're about not quite 5 minutes into the second quarter, and they've only had 88 total yards on offense for Ithaca.
1st and 10, RPI at their own 24, up 7-0. And on 1st down, Munoz Watts takes the carry, finds a hole up the middle, and he's going to pick up 5 to the 34.
Well, terrific work up front there by the line, among them Sean Gibbons, 6'2" junior out of Newmarket, Maryland, on that left side, able to open the hole.
2nd down and 5 as the ball's on the 29-yard line. RPI's got a tight end on the right side, 2 receivers over there, 1 receiver on the left. Munoz Watts is in the backfield with Marinopoulos. 2nd down, Munoz Watts takes the carry. He's going to go right, escapes 1 tackler. Munoz Watts out to the 35. He's going to get forced out of bounds at the 36, but it's a 1st down for RPI.
Nice effort by Munoz Watts, just kept the legs churning. He was hit short of the 35, but able to fight his way for the 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to say 35. I thought he was out at 36.
I did too. Regardless, he's got the 1st down for the Engineers.
That's really what matters. 9:25 to go here, 1st half. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing. Lone receiver on the left. Now Lombardi's going to go in motion from the right, drop in, and now he's going to be on the left when the ball is snapped. And Burnett in at running back takes the carry. Burnett runs into just a wall of white jerseys and is stopped at the 37.
Burnett and Munoz getting a lot of action in the first half here for the Engineers. Each player with 6 carries so far. Munoz 21 yards, Burnett 16 yards.
RPI down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
Still getting the signal from the sideline. Now they come set to the line.
Now they're down to 5. This is 2nd and 8 at the 37. And the handoff goes to Burnett. He's going to get caught in the backfield, and nope, there's going to be no forward progress there.
Nathaniel Potts, senior defensive lineman, 5'11", 230, out of Bowie, Maryland, coming in to lead the charge for the Ithaca Bombers. And now 3rd and long. The Engineers have not gone really long, with the exception of the touchdown pass to Benny McDonald, the only scoring play here. That was a 29-yarder. With the exception of that play, they really haven't tried to throw any sense of long pass at all this afternoon, Kurt. Now they'll have to.
Well, we expect them to.
Yeah, they could throw underneath and hope to run it for the first down, but they've tried that a couple of times and it hasn't been successful.
Lombardi goes in motion from slot position. And Marinopoulos looking to throw. Now he's under pressure, and he's going to get caught from behind. There's a flag down in the backfield. I got to think that's holding. It can't be roughing the quarterback. So Marinopoulos loses a couple of yards on that play. But I've got to think this is holding against RPI.
And he's down. Marinopoulos is not getting up right now, holding his left knee. As training staff kind of rushing out there to see what's the issue.
Okay.
Personal foul. Chop block.
Chop
Offense,
block.
number 51 and 21.
RPI.
That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it wasn't holding. It was a chop block against RPI. Penalty declined on what would be 4th now in about 13. So Ithaca declines the penalty, but the training staff still looking at Marinopoulos. They're going to help him up.
And he's going to walk gingerly, kind of holding on to one of the trainers. But now it looks like he's walking on his own as he gets towards the numbers on the near sideline. Still a bit of a limp. Let's see if he comes out for the next offensive set. Now it's 4th down and about 13. So we fully expect a punt here for RPI. So Marinopoulos will have a little bit of time to recover before he's back out there on the field.
Moncrief coming out to punt. Anderson is back to receive this kick. Anderson's back at around its 35. Moncrief gets the ball, kicks it away, and Anderson's going to retreat. It's going to hit at the 37, or 31. It's going to roll inside the 25, and it's going to be downed by RPI near the 22 of Ithaca. 7:04 to go here in the first half. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing.
A nice roll. That's going to end up being, what, about a 46-yard punt. So nice effort there by Moncrief. Pushing the Bombers back into their own territory, somewhat deep, back at their own 22 is where they'll take over. 7:04 to go in the half. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing. In case you joined us late, so far the critical sequence was the very first possession of the game, an interception by RPI's Connor Noyes at the 46 of Ithaca. The Engineers drove down, touchdown pass to take a 7-0 lead.
Pass to Hines on 1st down for the Bombers in the flat on the right, and he's going to get out to near the 1st down marker. He's going to be 1 yard short. He's out to the 31, needed to make it to the 32.
And I'm wondering, Ithaca's been heavy on the running plays, trying to just establish that run. I wonder if at some point they'll transition to the pass. Before that play, they'd run 13 running plays and just 9 pass plays so far this afternoon. And typically it's more like 60-40 in favor of the pass.
2nd down and 1 at the 31 for the Bombers. And they'll fake the handoff to Hines. It's going to be taken by Wingfield. No, that's not Wingfield. That is Hayes.
Connor Hayes, the
Connor
backup
Hayes.
quarterback, was in there for that keeper design play, faking the handoff right and running off left tackle enough to get the 1st down, and now Wingfield is back in.
Yeah, we should clarify. That was Hayes in there, quarterback. He kept it, made it up to the 35, and it's a 1st down for Ithaca. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 7-0 RPI leads. Hines goes in motion. Wingfield wants to throw. He's going to sling it. That's complete to the 40, out about to the 42 to Vito.
Third catch of the afternoon for Vito, who came in with 47 receptions on the year. And you know, Kurt, I'm just noticing that ever since about the middle of to late into the first quarter, the RPI defense has been out on the field a lot. A couple of sustained drives by Ithaca. They haven't scored yet, but they've been really controlling the ball. RPI did not pick up a first down last time. They were out quickly.
Handoff goes to Hines. Hines, somebody grabbed his jersey, slowed him down. That was McGrath who got a handle on his jersey, and that prevented Hines from moving upfield farther. Maybe picks up 1 to the 43, and it'll be a 3rd and 2 for Ithaca.
Yeah, 3 guys in on the tackle. Josh Cohen among those after the initial hit by McGrath.
So the ball's at the 43 for a 3rd down and 2.
Sort of a big play here in the first quarter. As we said, the Engineers defense has now been on the field a lot over the last 12 minutes of play. They need to get a stop here and get the Engineer offense back out there on the field.
Single receivers each side. Wide receiver close each side. This is going to be a handoff, and did they get the stop? Yes, they did. RPI tackles the runner, Hines, behind the line of scrimmage, and that's a loss for Ithaca, and it'll be 4th down, and the punt team comes out for the Bombers.
Connor Noyes was the first guy to break through the line. He got a hand on the running back, wasn't able to stop him, but slowed him down, and others just converged at the 42, and it'll be 4th down and 3, and the Bombers are going to punt it away again.
Mortalucci back to punt. He didn't punt the last time. That was Wingfield. Gets the snap. Short kick. Went off the side of his foot. Bounces at the 45 of RPI. Takes an Ithaca bounce. Ithaca hop. Rolls for Ithaca. And it's going to look a lot better on the stat sheet than it did watching it live. It'll be downed by the Bombers at the 31 of RPI. 3:36 to go. First half. RPI 7. Ithaca nothing.
Yeah, that was off the side of the foot kick that maybe only made it about 12, 15 yards downfield beyond the line of scrimmage, but then rolled for about another 15. We're going to see what the Engineers can do on offense. They've been stymied recently. That first drive for the touchdown, 6 plays and 46 yards, but then since then their drives have covered just 18, 8, and 8 yards.
1st and 10 at the 31 for RPI. And RPI's got a change in the quarterback position. Peter Kuski is in there. He gets a pass. That is complete to McDonald, and he stopped at the 36.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Marinopoulos was clutching his left knee and went off hobbling the last time the Engineers had the ball. So now right now is Matt Peter Kuski. He's a junior, 5'11", 190 out of Centerville, Massachusetts. Getting some action here while we're looking at this. Marinopoulos is up on the sideline. He's wearing one of the headsets, but he doesn't have his helmet on right now.
For RPI, this will be a 2nd and 5 at the 36. Again, Peter Kuski is in there at quarterback for the Engineers. And Peter Kuski takes the snap. He's going to sling it, and that's going to be overthrown. Looking for Lombardi around the 40-yard line, but they were not on the same page.
No, not at all. Lombardi went about 15 yards and cut to the sideline, and Peter Kuski threw a pass as if Lombardi was just going to sort of angle down the numbers, and so kind of landed in no man's land. And it'll be 3rd and 5 into the RPI 36.
2:46 to go in the half. Peter Kuski's going to roll to his left. Puts it up again. That is complete. That'll be a 1st down for RPI. McDonald got it right near the marker. Went back a yard, then moved forward. He gets out to the 46, and RPI moves the chains.
And that is Matt Peter Kuski's first completion as a passer this season for the Engineers. And a nice move by McDonald to evade the tackler and get the 1st down, because he should have been brought down about 2 yards shy, but he's able to sidestep the defender and get the 1st down.
1st and 10 RPI at their own 46. 7-0 RPI leads here with 2:20 to go in the first half. And RPI looked like they were going to run this play quickly, but then stopped and started moving personnel around. They are down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Time is ticking away. 1st and 10 at the 46. Game clock is still running. Last play ended in the field of play. And fake a handoff throw, and that's over the hands of Walker Sutton around the 40 of Ithaca, and it's incomplete.
Walker Sutton had the angle on his man. He was running a post pattern on the right side, but there was a lot of pressure from Ithaca. Among those in there, Jalen Martinez, a linebacker, coming in quickly on Peter Kuski, and he had to unload sooner than he wanted to.
Clock stops with 1:55 to go in the half. Second and 10 at the 46. They fake the handoff to Munoz Watts. Peter Kuski's going to keep it himself. I thought he had a chance to open this one up, but then he got grabbed with one arm and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jake Connolly, a defensive back, a 5'10 freshman out of Salem, Massachusetts, just grabbed him right around the shoulder pad with one arm and slowed him down until others could come and help make the tackle. And so now it'll be 3rd and long for the Engineers, 3rd and 10 from their own 46. Getting down to 1:25 to go in the first half.
Well, if you're RPI, you don't want to snap this ball too quickly, because if you don't make it, you're giving Ithaca time. RPI will get the ball to start out the second half, and RPI leads 7-0. So they're going to run the play clock down on this 3rd down play. They need to snap the ball, and wow, I think they actually were late anyway. Peter Kuski under pressure as they allow the play to continue. Peter Kuski's going to run with it to the 50, and he's going to get tripped up around the 50, fall forward to the 48, but that'll be as far as he gets. He's 4 yards short of a first down, and a timeout is taken on the field.
Timeout, Ithaca. Their second of the half.
Calls the timeout with 54 seconds left in the half as they look to get this ball back.
Well, a nice move by Peter Kuski in the backfield, because Jalen Martinez, 36, was coming with a full head of steam, and somehow or another, Peter Kuski sidestepped him and got away, and instead of being a sack, was at least able to bring it forward for positive yards for the Engineers, and means they'll be able to, if they kick, as we presume right now that they are, that at least they'll be kicking from the Ithaca side of the field, with line of scrimmage on the Ithaca side of the field, and perhaps able to pin them back as we're now under a minute to play.
There was also a delay. There is a timeout by Ithaca, but also a delay. Antonio Valley was hurt, and the training staff from Ithaca was attending to him. He has walked off the field under his own power.
And to go back for a second, Kurt, we were both looking at the play clock, and it definitely went to 0 before the ball was snapped to Peter Kuski, but Engineers catch a little bit of a break there. So 7-0 Engineers, 54 seconds to go in the half. If you joined us late, the key sequence, Ithaca throwing an interception on its first possession. RPI able to take over at the 46 of Ithaca, driving in and scoring a 29-yard pass from Marinopoulos to McDonald for the only points this afternoon. 7-0 RPI.
Moncrief out to punt. He's at his own 38. Anderson's at his own 15 to receive the kick. And RPI takes a timeout.
Timeout, RPI, their first of the half.
So time has stopped here. Well, game time has stopped here. 54 seconds left in the first half. RPI up 7-0. Brockport leads Buffalo State 13-0 after 1 quarter. It's the only other game involving a Liberty League team that's underway. The Rochester at St. Lawrence and Hobart at Union games are starting at 1 o'clock. Big game in Schenectady, Hobart Union. Hobart also in an elimination game over there. If they lose, they are out of the running. If they win, things become messy. Or potentially messy, depending on the Union Ithaca game next week and this game. Okay, that's all for RPI's timeout. 7-0 RPI leads, getting ready to punt. As the ball's on the Ithaca 48, Moncrief gets the snap, kicks the ball away, and that is farther than I think Anderson thought it was going to go, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Ithaca will take the ball at the 20.
Probably farther than Moncrief wanted it as well. Yeah. I was kind of looking to hit it on the far sideline, pin it somewhere inside the 20, and he really got leg under it, landed inside the 10, pretty much took one hop and into the end zone.
You can see when he was walking off the field, he wasn't happy about it. And Coach Izernia is talking to him right now, and I think he's saying, look, you know, they're still back at the 20 and look at the time on the clock.
What is it? A 46-yard punt. It's one of the few times you'll be disappointed in getting a 46-yard punt.
First and 10 for Ithaca. Wingfield throws, and that is complete. He's got a new target. Jake Ross, is that his first reception? He's out of bounds at the 27.
Yeah, he's been mostly going to Anderson and Vito. Hines also has one catch, so I believe that's the first for Ross this afternoon. Wingfield 7 of 13, just 46 yards passing in the first half.
41 seconds left in the half as it's a 2nd and 3 for Ithaca. Bombers trailing 7-0. Wingfield out of the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left. Doesn't see anybody downfield. Doesn't see anybody. Now he's going to keep the ball himself. He'll get tackled in the field of play. He's brought down at the 30. That's near a first down, but the clock continues to run if they didn't get the first down.
Josh Cohen catching Wingfield from behind.
And where's the ball? Because if this is at the 30, Ithaca should be complaining that the clock should have stopped. How is this not a first down? Okay. They should fix the clock here because the ball, the first down line is the 30. He got to the 30. The clock should have stopped to move the chains. And they haven't moved the chains yet, but that ball is on the 30.
Right, and the kick was into the end zone, so the possession started at the 20. So to your point, how could it not be a first? Now they're finally moving the chains.
Right, and now
they're going
to
to have a discussion about the clock because at least 15 seconds seem to roll off there.
I would say you're going to have to add at least 10 to 12 seconds on this. Yes, so that was a mistake by the crew. The official on the near side clearly indicated inbounds continue running, but the inbounds play was a first down, which should have stopped the clock.
26 seconds back on the clock. 26 seconds.
Wait, no, 26.
Yeah, from 13 to 26 is 13.
Right.
So 26 seconds left in the half. First down for Ithaca, trailing 7-0. Wingfield fakes the handoff to Garcia. Now he's going to throw. That is complete to Cooney, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 38.
Well, they were trying to look deep. He was looking deep down the right side, but the Engineers' defensive backs were all there. Spencer Brockdorf had good coverage on Anderson, among others, so nowhere to go deep, had to just dump it off short.
So Ithaca's got the ball at the 38. Clock stopped because the play went out of bounds with 19 seconds left in the half. They have 2 timeouts listed. I think the injury took away the 1 timeout that they had called. And pass, that is complete to Cooney along the 40-yard line, and Cooney's going to get out past the 50, down to the RPI 47. Clock will stop on the chains moving. There's 10 seconds left in the half.
Carlos Davis with the tackle, but a nice run by Cooney.
Timeout.
That was a short
Ithaca.
pass that turned into a long gain. He probably covered at 18 yards on the ground there after making the catch on the Bombers' side of the field. So they're going to only 10 seconds left, but they're going to call timeout and, maybe throw the Hail Mary here or the next play. They could conceivably run a couple of plays, I suppose.
Yeah,
They'll
so
have it at the 47 of the Engineers.
Let me clarify the timeout situation. Earlier I said that Ithaca had taken a second timeout. There was actually an Ithaca player injured on that play, so the official timeout essentially replaced the Ithaca timeout. So Ithaca had 2 timeouts. Now they're down to 0. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I didn't see the referee signal that was the final timeout, but now the scoreboard's saying 0. So maybe I'm wrong on my explanation as to why I was wrong before. It's looking to me like they're out of timeouts now. Okay, so we're going to work on the assumption the scoreboard's right, and Ithaca now no longer has any timeouts, and there's 10 seconds to go.
And Wingfield's got his 3 favorite receivers on the far side right, all lined up wide. Looks at a trip set that they're probably just going to run it downfield and maybe a Hail Mary attempt here.
He's going to roll out to the right, looking downfield, still looking downfield, running along the line of scrimmage. He's going to throw that out of bounds with about 4 seconds to go. So he had nothing downfield, and Ithaca's going to still get another play here.
Design play to roll out to the right, but he never really got any breathing room thanks to just heavy pressure by the Engineers' front line.
Okay, so there's 4 seconds left. Ithaca trailing by 7 here in the first half. 4 seconds left in the first half, I should say. Ball's at the 47 of RPI. Barring a defensive penalty, probably the last play of the half. as the Bombers again are going to put 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left.
And the Indians have all their defensive backs way back there.
Everybody's dropping back, and Wingfield's going to get tackled and sacked by Womble, and that ends the first half here in Troy with RPI leading 7-0.
Maybe an appropriate play to end the first half, a sack by the Engineers defense, because that's really been the story here in the first half. The RPI defense, just a terrific first half, as the Engineers will go off the field leading 7-0 here in Troy against the Bombers. Some things to note which stand out here, in case you joined us late, so far the most important sequence was each team's first possession of the game. Ithaca, A.J. Wingfield threw an interception. Connor Noyes picked it off for the Engineers. RPI able to take over at the Ithaca 46 and drive in for the lone touchdown of the afternoon. It came on a 4th down play. They went for it at the Ithaca 29, and George Marinopoulos found Vinnie McDonald wide open on the left side of the end zone for the touchdown. The Engineers taking a 7-0 lead, and that's been the only scores. But the other thing to sort of notice here, Kurt, is sort of the defense dominating for both sides. I mean, Ithaca came into this game, they're ranked number 13 in the nation for a reason. Among other things, they averaged 35 points a game, and they've been shut out in the first half. Not only that, but they average 450 yards per game, and yet the RPI defense has held them to 128. Now on the other side, the Engineers, aside from that opening drive, they have struggled a lot on offense as well. They only have 5 first downs in the entire first half. They only have a total of 97 yards offense in the first half. So it's been a struggle for both offenses. The defense on either side has played well. The Engineers able to convert that early turnover into points, and that's the difference so far, as they lead 7-0 at the halftime.
We are going to take a break, and then we'll come back with the second half of action here from the East Campus Stadium in Troy. The score after 1 half of play, it is RPI 7 and Ithaca nothing, and you're listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
RPI TV and the RPI cheer team. Senior members of the RPI pep band, Lucretia Shoemate, Ben Wamchan, George Tikelos, Jonathan Goodman, Reno Mlaga, Alex Lishty, Colin McMaster, Joe Papini, Brandon Mulzani, Michaela Gray, Josiah Bean, Derek Paquette, Brian Smith, Olivia Mariani, and Justin Hubbard. Senior members of the RPI Pep Band. Now senior members from RPI TV. Eric Spetlichny, Joe Gaetano, Diki Sachi, Eric Roberts, and Anu Chandrasekhar. And now the senior members of the RPI cheer team. Hannah Bancroft, Gage Moore, Joe Manley, and Greta Louise. RPI cheer team. Fans, let's give one more round of applause for the senior members of the pep band. RPI TV and the cheer team. Thank you for everything you do to support RPI athletics. RPI Swimming and Diving will host Ithaca College this afternoon at 2 p.m. in the Robinson Pool. The RPI women's soccer team welcomes Clarkson University for Senior Day following today's football game. Game time, 4:30. Come on out and support your engineer. Hey fans, a reminder, Ben and Jerry's is located in the student union. Don't forget, stop by and grab your favorite flavor. From cow to cone, enjoy your scoop today. Ben and Jerry's, proud to support RPI Athletics.
half, we would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of engineering, football, hockey, and baseball. RPI is going to get the ball to start out the second half of today's game. We are still waiting to see who will come out as quarterback for RPI. We don't actually see Marinopolis on the sideline, and Peter Kuski was the one warming up.
And he is down there, and now see Marinopolis, but his helmet is not on. He's wearing a headset, and he's been limping on the sideline. He came out, it looked like his left knee was hurt. He doesn't even have his helmet on. Peter Kuski, the backup quarterback who finished the first half, was warming up with the receivers, so it looks like, I'm guessing, he will be out to start the second half. Engineers up 7-0, largely thanks to their defense. Had an incredible first half. They had this first time all season Ithaca has gone a half without scoring. That's why the Engineers are up 7-0 here as the kickoffs comes left to right.
Baha Monday kicks it, taken at the goal line by RPI, and Walker Sutton is going to get out to the 20-yard line on that kickoff return. And Baha Monday is one of the best kickers. We saw him kicking 50-plus field goals during halftime, or what would be 50-plus field goals. So quite a leg there, kicking it to the goal line. And RPI will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20, up 7-0 here at the start of the third quarter.
And Peter Kuski huddling with the offense. Number 3, he will come out to lead the Engineers attack. He is a junior, 5'11", quarterback out of Centerville, Massachusetts, went to Barnstable High School. In the first half, he came in to finish the half after Marinopolis was hurt. He completed 2 passes out of 4 attempts, good for a total of 15 yards, but now he'll be leading the Engineer offense that has really struggled since that first possession of the game. We got a flag before we even get our first snap.
That's a false start against RPI. That'll back them up 5. The lights are on here at the East Campus Stadium.
Dead ball, full start, really offense, number 58, 5-yard penalty,
yes.
Still first down.
Although the forecast is still for less than a 20% chance of rain, but it looks dark and cooling off here. And that first half, the Engineers didn't do much on offense, just 5 first downs and just a total of 97 yards, and basically half of that was in the first possession of the ball.
1st and 10 RPI at their own 15 after the 1st and 15 at the 15 after the penalty. And Burnett, there's going to be multiple flags coming out here. 3 flags on the field. Burnett made it out to about the 18, but I'm wondering, was that a face mask?
Well, there's definitely a face mask. That was the penalty flag thrown in the middle of the field. That was pretty obvious. You might have heard in the background all of the RPI supporters erupting there. That happened. It seemed pretty obvious. But then we also had 2 flags coming in from the side. Maybe everyone saw the same play. We'll see here.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 74, 15-yard penalty,
so
first down.
Big break for the Engineers. They started out 1st and 15 way back in their own territory, and this face masking penalty is going to give them a first down and bring the ball all the way out to the 32.
So all the flags were for the face mask, as it's 1st and 10 RPI at their own 32, 14:40 to go, third quarter. RPI leading 7-0, and now we have another stoppage of play. Are they talking about the clock right now?
Getting a chance to throw out some first half stats for you. Again, it was dominated by defense on either side. Ithaca had just a total of 128 yards offense, RPI just 97. Ithaca was 9 out of 16 passing, 1 interception for 72 yards. The Engineers were 6 of 9 for 61 yards. Rushing yards was 56 Ithaca, 38 RPI.
Okay, so the discussion was the location of the ball. It goes to the 33 because there was a pickup of 3 on the play, and then it's 15 yards beyond that. So RPI 1st and 10 at their own 33. As Burnett's in the backfield, Peter Kuski passes to Burnett in the flat. He's to the 35, to the 40, and he gets hit and stays on his feet, and he's going to be out of bounds near the 45. That'll be another first down.
2 things. One is we've got an RPI lineman down and hurt at about the 35. And then second thing, just housekeeping. I wonder if that would be listed as a pass or a carry, because really he threw that behind. Peter Kuski threw that behind to Burnett, 2 or 3 yards behind him where he made the catch. Sometimes it'll be reported as a pass anyway. But a nice play, individual effort by Burnett there to get down the sideline and all the way to the 45.
So there's an injured RPI player right now. 14:21 to go here, third quarter. RPI leading 7-0 over Ithaca. Brockport is leading Buffalo State 22-0. That game is in the second quarter. That's the last update we have. It has to be farther than the second quarter at this point. And Hobart and Union are underway. No score 5 minutes into that one.
And just a little housekeeping here. That did get recorded as a pass play. Matt Peter Kuski to Dylan Burnett, good for 12 yards. First down all the way out to the 45-yard line. So Peter Kuski has only really seen a little bit of playing time all season, usually a mop-up time. In fact, he came into this game, Kurt, 0 of 4 passing on the entire season. So now he's at 3 for 5 for 27 yards. His first completions of the season coming at a critical time because he's taking over from an injured George Marinopoulos. The Engineers' starting quarterback went down with a knee injury in the first half, and he's on the sidelines without a helmet, and he's limping noticeably, so I don't know that we'll see him the rest of the day.
So that looked like Sean Gibbons was the injured RPI player. He has made his way off the field. We are back to action on the field. At the 45, 1st and 10 for the Engineers. Burnett doesn't see anything to the right, tries to go left, and he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1.
That play never developed. He almost got hit for a 3-yard loss. It made it a little less worse by trying to get out to the left side. Ended up losing just 1 yard.
This is the first possession of the second half here in Troy. 7-0 RPI leads. 3 receivers to the right. Peter Kuski, the quarterback for the Engineers. And RPI moved early, and that's a flag.
Yeah.
There is
It's going to be the right tackle
issues
on the right side for the Engineers. I think that was Koschel. Just a hair ahead of the snap.
Ball start, offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty,
Referee
still
kind of
second
going over
down.
to the far sideline, some jawing back and forth between Benny McDonald, the Engineers wide receiver, and one of the Ithaca defensive backs, Captain Cole.
Let's make this a 2nd and 15 as the ball is right around the 39-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Peter Kuski throws, and he's going to throw this away. Lombardi was the intended receiver. Stola was on the coverage, was about to bear down on him, and Peter Kuski threw it away.
I think that was actually a smart play by Matt Peter Kuski. He had a receiver out in the flat, but as you said, Stola read that play and was closing fast. I think if he throws it to the receiver, that's an interception, returned all the way for a touchdown perhaps, and instead he kind of double clutched with the ball and ended up firing it over everybody and into the Ithaca sideline. We got another injured player. This time it's a bomber.
Antonio Valley is injured. He is going to limp off the field.
He's a defensive lineman who had 3 tackles in the first half. Been in on a lot of plays, more plays than that though, for the Bombers.
With some assistance, he is going to make his way off the field. As on the field, the situation now is 3rd and 15. RPI at the 39 on their own side of the field. 4 wide receiver formation for the Engineers. Peter Kuski is out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Burnett stays in the block. Peter Kuski's under pressure. Now he's got to roll out to his left. He's got nowhere to throw this. He's going to run with the ball, and he's going to go out of bounds on the fly as he was getting hit by Anthony Robinson at around the 43, well short of a first down.
Well, kind of running for his life out the left side of the pocket there, and a nice hit by Robinson. And boy, Peter Kuski hit the ground hard, but he's up with no problems. But it is going to be 4th down for the Engineers from their own 38. able to only pick up 1 first down in this possession, and that was really because of the face mask penalty. They're still having a hard time getting any yardage on offense.
Moncrief back to kick. Anderson waiting for the kick. Takes it at the 13-yard line. Anderson moves into the middle of the field. Runs along basically the 17-yard line. Now gang tackled on the far side of the field. And he ran a long way and didn't get a lot of yards. But he gets it out to the 17, and that's where Ithaca takes over. 12:36 to go here in the third quarter. RPI 7, Ithaca nothing.
Boy, Zach Moncrief has really been getting off some really nice punts for the Engineers. That one goes for about 44 yards. And not only that, but it had a lot of hang time, which enabled the coverage to get down there and hold Anderson to just a 4-yard return.
RPI 6 possessions in today's game, 1 touchdown followed by 5 punts. Ithaca on offense, first time for the second half at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. This is a pitch in the backfield. Hines gets it, escapes one man, and a nice block by the quarterback, and that's going to be flags coming from all over the place as Hines got it, and the quarterback put a block in, and that's when the flags came out.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of blindside block.
Hines loses 2 yards, by the way. Let me clarify that. He's down at the 15, I believe, but there's flags on the play, and injured RPI player as well, and that'll stop the clock. And the referee also, did he throw his hat down or did he lose his hat?
He threw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you do that, that's a second penalty.
There was a blindside block by the quarterback as the play was going right, and the runner reversed himself and went back left in pursuit for the Engineers. And I don't have the number. The player is still down on a knee and kind of facing away from us. I believe it's 94.
Foul. Blindside block.
That's Ahern.
Number 6 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal. We also have unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 of the defense. That is number
So
11's first unsportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards,
The
first
illegal
down,
block
Ithaca.
against Ithaca, but then after the play, an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Engineers. There was a lot of jawing there after that blindside block. I think it was C.J. Schumacher that might have got whistled for the unsportsmanlike conduct on the Engineers, because there was a big reaction after the blindside block from Wingfield on Ahern.
Okay, so this is how it maps out. The blindside block brings the ball back to about the 8.5-yard line, and then the 15 yards against RPI is marked off, bringing the ball up to the 23.5-yard line, and that's an automatic first down. So the result of this is Ithaca gets the ball at about a little bit beyond the 23 with a first down.
A tough break for the Engineers, because they would have had Ithaca pinned inside the 10, but like we said, just an immediate reaction. Shoemaker gets whistled for the unsportsmanlike conduct. First down at the 24 for Ithaca.
And the Bombers are going to go to the ground. Garcia is in there, and Garcia goes left, and there's just a pile of people, and I think they're going to get him out to the 30-yard line on his forward progress.
Garcia was the game's leading rusher in the first half. He had 8 carries for 40 yards, and his longest was 11. He's been alternating a lot with Hines.
Oh, did I call this wrong? Is that actually Hines out there?
Hines had 6 for, yes, that is Hines. Hines now is 7 for 31 yards.
Second down, Ithaca is going to pass. That's complete to Vito along the near sideline to the 29, and he's actually going to lose a yard.
Great coverage there by a couple of Engineers, and on the tackle from the backfield, Carlos Davis, number 13, Jimmy Biblo, number 23. That was sort of a wide receiver screen with just one blocker out there in front, and it didn't really work at all for the defense.
Third down and 4 as they lose about half a yard. They're inside the 30 now, so about 3rd and 4. They need to get out near the 34-yard line, does Ithaca. We'll put 3 receivers on the left. Wingfield, he's going to run at the ball. Looks like this was a designed run. Wingfield is going to be close to a first down, and it looks like he's got it. It looks like he got the 34. He needed to get, well, the 34 is good enough.
Yeah, definitely a design play, a quarterback draw, just enough to get the first down for the Bombers. You know, As we mentioned, if you missed it earlier, they did not score a point. They still have 0. Not a point in the first half. That's the first time that's happened to them all season. Again, they came in scoring 35 points a game, 450 yards a game, and they were held scoreless in the first half.
Ithaca's going to go to the ground. Hines on first down breaks a couple of tackles. He's going to get a first down as he breaks through the line. Good run there by Hines. There were many times he could have been brought down, and the ball's out to the 46 for an Ithaca first down.
Yeah, Francis Perry came up from the backfield and met him about the 41, and Hines just kind of shimmied left and right and kind of evaded Perry and was able to get all the way out to the 46.
First and 10, Ithaca at their own 46. 7-0 they trail. Hines runs with this one on, takes it himself, and he's going to get out to the 48. I don't know if that was a broken play or not.
No, that quarterback draw, he kind of just dropped back and just, you know, cocked his arm looking right, but immediately didn't even have any intention of throwing, just took off up the middle.
They'll spot him down to 47, call it a gain of 1. 3 receivers to the right, Hines in the backfield. 1 receiver on the left for Ithaca. 2nd down and 9 at their own 47. And Hines is going to take the carry. He's going to go left, find some room, crosses the 50, and he's going to get down to the 48 of RPI.
And some credit for Hines there. He got hit on the bomber side of the 50, and he just kept his legs churning. Grind out 3 more yards, make this sort of a more manageable 3rd and 4th.
Ball's at the RPI 48. 9.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 7-0 RPI leads.
Ithaca 3 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions in the first half.
And they'll go to the ground for Hines, and Hines, I think, took the pile with him, and he got to the 43, and that'll be a first down.
You know, there was a couple of guys for the Bombers as well. Lineman Colin Norton, number 73, Jake Villanueva, 79.
Were in that pile also helping push Hines forward for the first down. And now it looks like Villanueva, I think, is the one down and hurt, holding his right ankle. He kind of went down in a big pile of about 6 players there.
Jake Villanueva, big guy, 6'4",
315. And he was at the back end of that pile helping push Hines forward enough for the first down, and then they all kind of went down in a heap, about 6 guys. And evidently turned or someone landed on his right ankle.
They will help him up. And he's going to walk off the field with a slight limp. 9:08 to go, 3rd quarter. RPI leading 7-0.
It's 1st and 10, and this will be the 8th play of this drive for Ithaca, Kurt, and as soon as they snap the ball, this will now qualify as tied for the longest drive we've seen all out in terms of the number of plays. That's how much defense has controlled this game.
1st and 10 for the Bombers. On the ground, this is stopped at the line of scrimmage. The running game doesn't work this time for Ithaca.
I believe that Cole McGrath, among others, in the tackle there for the Engineers.
As Hines just couldn't find any room there.
We'll mention some of the defensive stats. Cam Youngener had 5 tackles in that first quarter for the Engineers. He's still at 5, but now we have Austin Charles with 7 and Joel Cohen with 6 leading the Engineers. Connor Noyes had 5. He also had the interception, which has led to the 1 score this afternoon. Again, 7-0 Engineers, 8:15 to go in the 3rd quarter in Troy.
4 wideout formation, Hines in the backfield for Ithaca. Wingfield looking to throw, doesn't see anything. Now he's going to roll out to his right. He's got some room, going to put the ball up in the air. That is caught, and that'll be a first down as it's caught by Vito at the 28.
Oh, a terrific reaction by Andrew Vito. He's a 5'9" graduate student out of Bergen, New Jersey, and he was about the middle of the field at the 20, and he saw his quarterback in trouble. He just came near side and came wide open in that zone. Was able to make the catch for the first down.
Hines up the middle on first down for Ithaca, and he'll make it out to the 23-yard line. As Ithaca, have they gotten down? They have not gotten this far into RPI territory yet today. 7:35 to go, 3rd quarter. RPI up 7-0. Ithaca has its 2nd and 5 at the 23. The give is to Hines, and he's going to get taken down after a gain of 1.
Again, it's been a defensive-dominated game. The Engineers throwing a shutout so far. But now, late in that second quarter and now into the third, Ithaca's starting to hold the ball for large chunks at a time. This is a 12-play drive so far. That's the longest drive. And plays are 60 yards. That's the longest drive in plays and yardage all afternoon.
3rd down and 5 at the 23. And Wingfield's going to roll out to his right, alternating, looking to throw and run, and now he's finally going to run out of bounds at the 24. He didn't have any options either way.
I don't know what the design of that play was, whether he was going to keep it all the way. He had 2 receivers. Michael Anderson ran deep down the sideline, was in the end zone, but was completely blanketed, wasn't open at all. Not much of a play. Now we're going to have a field goal attempt by Monday, and it's going to be 40 yards, and that's well within his range. He's kicked longer than that on the season, and we saw him at halftime make one from 55 yards out.
Rumus is the holder. This is from the right hash mark. Monday trying to put Ithaca on the board. Snap, spots down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Have to wait. It is good.
It had
6:28 to go here in the third quarter, 7-3 RPI leads.
Yeah, you say you have to wait because it had plenty of distance. It went way into the netting, but it was curling to the left, and we were just wondering, did it stay within the uprights? The officials say it's hard to see from this angle up in the booth, but it did get through, and the Ithaca Bombers are on the board first time all afternoon. It's now RPI 7, Ithaca 3, 6:28 to go in the third.
That is a 40-yard field goal for Monday to get Ithaca the points. So RPI no longer pitching a shutout, but certainly if you've got, with 6:28 to go in the third quarter, if you've got Ithaca held Ithaca to only 3 points, you've done a pretty good job.
That's right. I mean, Ithaca came into this game averaging 35 points a game and 450 yards a game. Didn't score a point and only had 127, 128 yards in the first half. But kind of not a good trend for the Engineers in the sense that their first possession, they were not able to move the ball at all. And Ithaca's first possession, they held it for a long time before having to settle for the field goal.
Walker Sutton takes the kick at the 2-yard line. To the 10, 15, moves 20 and out to the 21, and there's going to be a flag here. The back judge, I saw the back judge make this windmill motion and then no flag come out, and he apparently couldn't get release of the flag. So there's a flag on the play as the ball's near the 20.
And we're starting to see some umbrellas come out. It's been overcast most of the day, a chance of rain. It's been dark, getting darker since halftime. The lights are on here, and now we're seeing
illegal block in the back. Return team, number 46. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So RPI is going to get called for a block in the back. That was 40 yards, Monday's field goal to get Ithaca on the board. But
14 play, 60-yard drive. It's longest for either team by far this afternoon. And the Engineers still hold the lead here, 7-3. It's not a good start for trends here for either team in the third quarter as far as the Engineers go.
RPI starting at the 11. This is their worst start for a drive today. Scored on their first drive, punted every drive since then. Peter Kuski wants to throw on first down, doesn't see anything downfield. Now he's going to run with the ball. Peter Kuski's out to the 14, almost the 15, so he picks up about 3 yards.
Not much there for the backup quarterback for the Engineers. Again, George Marinopoulos, the starter, injured late in the second quarter, went down with a knee, what looked like a knee injury. He's been on the sideline since, limping, noticeably limping. He's not with a helmet, he's got the headset on, and Peter Kuski has been in since then at quarterback for the Engineers.
We're guessing at this point he's not coming back into the game. RPI on second down ran right, the runner ran right into the back of his line and then was able to get out and make it out to the 24-yard line. That was Munoz Watts on the carry for RPI to make it a 3rd and 2.
Engineers have
run the ball a lot today, trying to establish that part of the offense, but not succeeding all that much in terms of big plays. 22 carries, 50 yards on the ground so far.
Peter Kuski's going to roll out to his right on third down and almost intercepted. Almost picked off on the far side. And it looked like Stola had a chance at that. Walker Sutton, the intended receiver, then tackled him afterwards.
And it's the second time there's been a play designed to run to that far side right, a rollout with Peter Kuski, and the receivers just not been open at all. Now the Engineers are going to have to punt from deep in their own territory. Zach Montrick back there. He's had a good day kicking the ball for the Engineers.
He's going to boot it now. Anderson will field it at his own 42, retreats, starts heading upfield. 40, 45, and under a lot of pressure and too much pressure, he's out of bounds around the 43. We'll see where they spot this, but starting out near midfield will be Ithaca. 4:57 to go here, third quarter. RPI 7, Ithaca 3, and an RPI defense that was out there for a long time. Didn't get a lot of rest. A 3 and out by the offense, and RPI's defense is back out on the field.
Yeah, Kenny Schrader, by the way, one of the usually tight ends on offense, was there to make the tackle on the punt coverage. But yeah, again, our Engineers leading 7-3, but the trends here a little concerning. Engineers have had the ball twice for a total of 8 plays. Got one first down only because of a face mask penalty. Meanwhile, Ithaca held on the ball for a long time in that last drive.
Wingfield rolls out to his left on first down. Pass, that is complete, but only for about 2 yards to Anderson.
Yeah, that last drive, finishing up on the thought, Kirk, the last drive for the Bombers, 14 plays at 60 yards. Able to just get a field goal, but it was the longest possession of the afternoon for either team.
Second down for Ithaca. This is going to be a handoff. I think that's Garcia now. Yep, Garcia's in the game at running back, and he's going to make it out to the 50-yard line. So Ithaca going back, Wingfield going back to the run here, getting it down to the 50. And they're quickly to the line for what is going to be a 3rd and about 4 right on the 50-yard line.
Big chance here for the RPI defense. If they can hold them to a 3 and out and get off the field. Get some rest and put the RPI offense back.
Well, then the offense has to move the ball. Garcia's going to take the ball, 3rd down, strip, the ball is loose, and who's got it?
I think it bounced right back to him.
Yeah.
And I think that was Jake Williams, the fullback, 45. He's not carried the ball a lot
Oh, yeah,
today,
you're right, yes.
But he pounded his way through for first down. He got the first down, and then at the 45 lost the ball, but it took one hop and right back to him, and he was able to fall on it at the RPI 44. So first down in the Ithaca Bombers offense, which now seems to be gearing up, just keeps on chugging with another first down on the RPI side of the field.
3:30 to go here in the third quarter, 7-3, RPI leads. Williams is going to take the carry again, and he's going to go off left, and he's going to get stopped at the 42. And we have an injured player, that is Magnus Womble, who's injured, and play will stop. The RPI defense, I neglected to give you the defense in the first half. C.J. Schumacher, Connor Ahern, and Josh Cohen up front. Magnus Womble, Cole McGrath, Austin Charles, and Joe Deptula in the middle. C.J. Lyons and Carlos Davis are the cornerbacks, and the safeties are Francis Perry and Spencer Brockdorf.
So back-to-back carries there for Jake Williams, the fullback. He only had 1 carry in the first half. Now carrying on back-to-back plays. He's got 3 rushes for 11 yards for the Bombers as they now look at a 2nd down and let's call it, say, 8 from the 42.
RPI trying to get this ball back. They need to get the ball back, and the offense needs to hold it for at least a while. The defense can't stay on the field forever. 2nd down, Williams with the carry, goes left, and he's going to get stopped just inside the 39.
Connor Noyes, number 54, among those on the tackle. Big play right here, 3rd down and 5 from the 39. Looks like they're going to try to, looks like they were going to try to run a quick play. Now Wingfield is backed away. He's looking over to the left sideline, the far sideline, to get a play from the Ithaca coaching staff.
And And I think Garcia is now back in at running back. Single receivers each side. Garcia does take the carry. He's going to dance around. He's not going to make the first down marker. Most everybody in the field is now in a huge pile, and finally they blow the play dead at the 37.
And to now be third down, or rather fourth down and 3, which I expect they will go for it. I mean, as we might have mentioned, you might have heard us mention before, they have a really good kicker by a Monday who, at the halftime, while the teams were in the locker room, was out here booting 55-yard field goals. But I don't know that they would go for that in the middle of the, or rather the end of the third quarter here. It looks like the offense is back out there. Fourth down and 3 at the RPI 37. Ithaca going left to right there on the far side left hash mark. It's Wingfield going without a huddle, but looking over for signals from the Ithaca coaching staff.
Garcia's in the backfield, 2 wideouts each side for Ithaca. On fourth down and 3, Wingfield's going to run, and Wingfield, he's close.
I don't think he has it.
I don't think he has it. Yeah, you're right. It looks like they're going to have him right on the 35, and he needed to make the 34. So the referee's going to stop the clock, and they're going to measure. You don't see measurements much these days.
Yeah, I mean, for formality's sake, but the back end of the football is on the 35, the front end at about the 34 and a half. But you can see from here the yard marker is...
It's nearly at the 34.
Yeah, so he's going to be at least a foot short here, but I suppose for formality's sake, they'll make it official as the chains come out. That was a quarterback draw, which has been not a nice little play for the Bombers this afternoon. Although I was a little surprised they ran it on that one because it wasn't just a short, it wasn't just 1 or 2 yards that they needed for the first down. And it is short, and so the Engineers will take over the nose of the football on the 35. Engineers defense holding Bombers at bay. They hold on to a 7-3 lead with 1:26 to go here in the third quarter. If you missed the first half, first possession of the game, Connor Noyes intercepts an Ithaca pass at the Bomber 45. The Engineers march in for a touchdown. 29-yard pass from Marinopolis to McDonald. That's been the only touchdown of the afternoon. Marinopolis hurt in the second quarter, has been out since. Peter Kuski now running the offense for RPI.
First and 10, RPI. Munoz Watts gets the carry, and right after he gets the handoff, he meets a defender. And was that Haydak?
Yeah, Isaac Haydak.
And
I mean, he was 5 yards in the backfield, and that play just never got anywhere. As soon as Munoz Watts had the ball, he was being driven backwards by Haydak.
They'll give his forward progress to the 32. That's
generous.
Generous.
Yeah.
I think that's where he got the handoff. And then the rest of it was the wrong direction. So RPI loses 3 on first down. Defense with a big stand. This is the time when the offense needs to at least get a first down, get something here. Second down, Lombardi takes the handoff, and he's caught behind the line of scrimmage, and he goes down by Martinez. Martinez read that all the way, takes Lombardi down, and RPI's headed in the wrong direction. They're back at the 29 now.
Yeah, Engineers so far, they're 3 possessions, 5 plays punt in the second half, 5 plays for a punt, 3 plays and then a punt, and now 2 plays and facing a long situation.
RPI doesn't have to snap the ball. The time is going to run down on the third quarter. And it's official now. 3 quarters are in the books here in Troy, and it's RPI 7, Ithaca 3. As it is, as the scoreboard is telling us, a defensive struggle all the way. Whichever team wins is going to have to thank their defense heavily for keeping this one close.
Yeah, both teams came in. I mean, look, 2 teams combined on the season, if you put their yardage together, they should be getting 800 yards a game, and we only had a little over 200 at halftime. Now, it's a little bit more than that. Ithaca now all the way up to 197 total yards on 54 plays. RPI still stuck, just 117 yards of offense this afternoon, just 7 first downs. Of course, they've been hampered by the loss of starting quarterback George Marinopolis to a knee injury in the second quarter, rather. The story so far has been that the Engineers took advantage of that interception on the first possession of the game to score a touchdown, and since then it's been their defense that's starting to bend a bit, but still not breaking against this tough Ithaca offense. And they lead 7-3 as we get ready for the first play of the fourth quarter. RPI now going left to right as they switch sides.
A light rain here in Troy, very light rain in Troy. As we start out the fourth quarter under the lights at the East Campus Stadium. 3rd and 16. Peter Kuski looking downfield. Under pressure. He's never going to get a throw off. Never going to happen. Martinez is in on the sack along with Haydak. And RPI has got to send out the punt team on 4th and a lot.
Every time that RPI has been, and Peter Kuski has been going back to pass, he's not had much time to set up and even look for receivers. They're bringing a lot of rush. Obviously, probably thinking this is a backup quarterback. We're going to rush him and hurry him as much as possible. And so far, it's working. The Engineers just haven't gotten much of a downfield passing game going today.
Montree boots the ball away. Anderson has to retreat back to his own 30-yard line. Good kick. RPI is going to cover this one pretty well. Anderson only gets a couple of yards after that. Gomes came in to lead that tackle for RPI, and Ithaca, where are they going to spot this one? The forward progress, they're going to spot him at the 33 of Ithaca. So the Bombers take over there, down by 4 with 14-14 to go in the fourth quarter.
And Zach Montree, punter, has had a very good game for the Engineers. He's been out there a lot, 7 punts, but he's averaging about 43 per kick. It's definitely been a weapon for the Engineers this afternoon.
2 receivers each side. Wingfield's going to throw over the middle. That is complete. That was Vito, who caught it and went to the ground immediately at the 38.
It's one of the first times we've seen them run that play where they had wide receivers wide on either side going deep, and Vito just cutting across the middle and wide open there.
2nd and 5, Ithaca at their own 38. Wingfield looked left. Nope, didn't like anything. Decides to go right. He's got a man on the right side, and that's going to be out to the 39. So maybe a gain of 1 on that play as Anderson got the reception.
A lot of pressure coming in there from the left side for the Engineers. Good gain. Putting some pressure on Wingfield.
3rd and 4. RPI's defense again in position where they really need to get a stop here. 2 receivers each side for Ithaca. 3rd and 4 at the 39. Wingfield throws, and that bounces and goes incomplete. Intended for Cooney along the sidelines. Incomplete. And Ithaca on 4th down. Is the punt team coming out? They are.
CJ Shoemaker, number 11, one of the linebackers for RPI, kind of broke through the pass protection and forced Wingfield to unload that sooner than he wanted to, and he kind of threw it as a ground ball down at the feet of the receiver.
Mortalucci out to punt. Gets it away. Spellman takes it at the 28-yard line to the 30. Tripped up from behind, and Spellman is now down at the 33-yard line. We have 12:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. RPI 7, Ithaca 3 in a big defensive battle in Troy.
Yeah, Engineers scored on their first possession, 7-0. But this has been the Engineers' possessions today, Kurt. After the TD, punt, 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 punt. And they've struggled on offense. Hey, look, Ithaca's a really good defense. There's a reason why they are ranked number 13 in the nation. The Engineers have had just 7 first downs total, and we're in the fourth quarter.
1st and 10 RPI at the 34, they'll call it. And Burnett on the carry, goes to the right, tries to find some room. He's going to get out close to the 44-yard line. Or the 39, pardon me. It's almost a 5-yard gain, which was really one of the better plays for RPI this half. And the last series of downs just went backwards.
Right. Burnett, 10 carries for just 21 yards. It's 2.1 a carry. The long carry that afternoon's just been 9 yards for the
Engineers running backs.
Burnett takes the pass into flat, almost knocked down by one of the linemen. Burnett, though, not able to do much afterwards, only picks up 2 yards as he gets out to about the 41. And again, we have the lights on, and there's light rain in Troy as we're in the 4th quarter.
It's more or less a screen pass out there to the left with Lombardi and another engineer trying to set up for Burnett. Only worked for a small gain. Big 3rd down here for the Engineers. Can they hold on to the ball for more than just 3 downs here as the clock grinds down to 11:45 remaining in the 4th.
A tenuous 4-point lead for RPI. Lombardi's going to drop into the backfield now from a wideout position on 3rd down. And to give this to Burnett. Burnett goes straight ahead, and Burnett's going to get a 1st down. He's got it out to the 48, and RPI finally gets a 1st down.
Yeah, big play there for Burnett. Just powering through all the way to the 48. You can hear the cheers erupt from the RPI sideline as they are able to hold on to this ball as the clock now gets down towards 11 minutes.
Just a reminder, you are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Football from the East Campus Stadium. Kurt Stott and Yancey Roy on the call for you today. 11 to go, 4th quarter. RPI 7, Ithaca 3. First and 10 at the 48, their own 48 for RPI. They're going to bunch everybody in. Somebody moved, and this play is not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it was the RPI on the right side. Might have been Luke Koschel.
Dead ball, full start, offense, number 68, 5-yard penalty. Still
Just
first
a
down.
reminder here, Kurt, you remember 2 years ago, Ithaca came into Troy. They were one of the top teams in the conference and were maybe looking ahead to a matchup with Union College for the conference title. And they were completely caught off guard and defeated here by RPI 38-12. This game a lot closer, but if the Engineers can hold on, it would be another huge victory, surprise victory over the Bombers.
Peter Kuski looking for Walker Sutton along the sideline. Does he have him in bounds? Yes, he does. Walker Sutton grabs it at about the 27-yard line.
What a terrific catch by Walker Sutton. He was battling the defensive back and tiptoeing the sideline. He was able to barely get there and just get 1 foot down. Biggest play of the afternoon since the touchdown pass in the opening minutes of this game.
RPI down to the Ithaca 27. 10-10 to go here. 4th quarter, RPI up 7-3. Peter Kuski pass in the flat. That is complete to Lombardi, and he's not going to get anywhere, and that was a loss of about 4. They're going to credit him back to the 31.
They tried to do a hurry-up play. They had 4 wide receivers wide left, but it was an obvious screen to Lombardi. He was the one receiver who held back as the other 3 tried to set up the screen. But Ithaca was just wise to that from the get-go. Lombardi never had any room to run.
So RPI loses 4. They are back to the 31. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for RPI. Burnett is the running back. Lombardi is going to move into the backfield. Peter Kuski gets the snap, looking downfield, doesn't see anything. Now he's going to go for a man wide open. It's a touchdown! Wide open, up behind the defense. RPI leads 14-3.
First touchdown pass of the year for the backup quarterback, Peter Kuski. And Convoy was a wide receiver, far right side, the near side, and he just kept running to the back of the end zone. And the defensive backs completely lost track of him. By the time the ball was in the air, no one was within 10 yards. Doug Convoy, one of the defensive backs, made a mad dash to try to tackle him to jar the ball loose, but it was unsuccessful. Convoy holds on for the touchdown.
McDougal's kick is up and good. We have 9:16 to go, 4th quarter. RPI leads 14-3.
And how about that? We were just talking about the Engineers with possessions of what, 8 straight punts, I think, or 7 straight punts. And here they're able to march down the field and get a touchdown that puts them up. And what you would have to say in such a defensive struggle, a 14-3 lead, which kind of feels big right now, even bigger than 11 points. 2 big plays there. The completion to Sterling Walker Sutton down the right sideline all the way to the 27, that sort of tiptoe catch along the sideline, and then the touchdown pass. Peter Kuski first looked
looked into the flat to Lombardi, wasn't open. Then he looked more to the left. McDonald, nobody open on the far left side. He turns back to the right, and all of a sudden, Riley Convoy is 6 yards deep in the end zone, sort of in the right corner with nobody around him. Peter Kuski delivers it for the touchdown. Ithaca not able to cover in time, and it's a touchdown for the Engineers, who now lead 14-3. Renewed sense of confidence after they've been struggling most of the afternoon offensively. They now big lead, what qualifies for a big lead in this game, 14-3 with 9:16 to go.
Low kick picked up at the 40 by a nutman for Ithaca, and that'll be stopped at the 45-yard line. At what point does your desire not to kick downfield get outweighed by the fact that they got it at the 45?
Yeah, I obviously wanted to line it low, but it took one hop and was picked up by one of the Ithaca bombers at the Simplicis. He's able to grind it out to about 46. So good possession, good start of the possession here for Ithaca. They've been kept out of the end zone all afternoon. Tremendous effort by the RPI defense. Can they continue for another 9 minutes in this ball game?
RPI does have some buffer room, though. Just the 2 touchdowns they need. Wingfield doesn't see anything downfield. He's going to throw, and that is incomplete. And it looks like he might have been hurt.
Yeah, he's down. And he's holding his chest. He's on his back. He's holding his chest and his face mask. And kind of clapping his right foot on the ground, frustrated at the injury.
So the pass goes incomplete. I think some people may have wanted grounding on that, but it made it past the line of scrimmage. The pass did go past the line of scrimmage. So there's no penalty on that, but Wingfield clearly hurt on that play, and he is down and being looked at right now. 9:05 to go here, fourth quarter. RPI 14, Ithaca 3. Just to let you know what's going on out of town, Union is leading Hobart 10-0 late in the second quarter, and Brockport, last time we heard, was Brockport 20-0 over Buffalo State. That has certainly gone farther than the second quarter score that we have. Wingfield is going to get up and go off under his own power, although he's holding his left arm to his body.
Intentional grounding on the play. There was a receiver, number 19, in the area.
And they're going to say there was no intentional grounding. The receiver was in the area, so again, clean play.
And it looks like we're going to have Max Perry, number 15. He's a junior, 6'3", 215, out of Windhorn, Pennsylvania. He hasn't been on the field yet today. He's going to have to take over in a critical situation with just 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Second and 10 at their own 46 for Ithaca. And that's going to be a tough awakening. Under pressure, now he's going to get away from that pressure, throw the ball. Perry throws it along the far sidelines. It goes incomplete. There was a receiver in the area.
Well, C.J. Shoemaker almost had the sack at about the 35. He slipped by him and was on the run, but closing pass was defensive back Jimmy Cleveland almost caught him from behind. He was able to unload the pass and get away from the sack, but it was an incomplete pass. It sets it now 3rd and 10. Boy, that RPI defense really fired up now.
Wingfield is back in. Wingfield has returned to the game. He obviously had to sit from the previous play. Wingfield gets the snap on 3rd down and 10. Looking downfield, doesn't have anything. Going to his left. It's for the 45 to the 50, out of bounds, right around the 50-yard line, and that's well short of the first down. So it's going to be 4th and 6 at about the 50 for Ithaca.
He was looking deep down the left side for Julian DeMaga, but he couldn't get free of his coverage man of the Engineers, which was number 2, C.J. Lyons, who was with him step for step. Wingfield looked twice deep, nowhere to go, and just tried to run it on his own. So here we are, 4th and 6, right at the 50.
And Ithaca's going for it. Offense stays out there. 2 receivers each side. Hines is in the backfield. Wingfield looking downfield. Now he's going to start to run with the ball. Wingfield's going to get hit near the marker. He's going to get marked down at the...
That's going to be spin on the spot.
There's a disagreement. They've got him. The line judge has him just short of the 44.
Well, I tell you, and now there's a discussion of
there's a discussion because the other side had him at the 45. They had to get to the 44. They're putting it at the 45. That's the spot, and that's a turnover on downs.
What a crucial play there. And like you said, the official on our side, the near side, immediately spotted him at the 44, which would have been a first down. But the far side official, the line official, who was closer to the play, said no, the knee went down before at the 45, and that's going to be the second time today.
Third time.
Oh, turnover and downs?
Third time.
Right, third time. Turnover and downs today for the Ithaca offense, and the RPI defense now with a lot of confidence, up 14-3, just 8:29 to go in the fourth quarter.
And to be honest, the line judge had him a little short of the 44. So if the line judge's opinion had held weight, that would have probably been a measurement.
Right.
Munoz Watts gets the carry on first down for RPI. He's going to run left, and he's going to get out to about the RPI 47, as RPI got the ball on downs at their own 45-yard line. So 14-3, RPI with the lead.
I can't stress enough how big of a game the RPI defenses have here this afternoon. They're held to 3 points. This is a team that has scored 35 points a game in achieving its number 13 ranking in the national polls. Their lowest offensive output all season was 17 in a 17-0 win over St. Lawrence. I mean, they scored 28 on Hobart, a team that RPI struggled against. The Engineers defense doing it all so far today.
Munoz Watts hit in the backfield, and nope, sorry, there's not going to be any gain on that one. And Ashton Hurd, the lead man for Ithaca, and that's a loss of yards for RPI back to the 44.
Playing it very conservatively now on offense. The Engineers with an 11-point lead and 7.5 minutes to go here. Not even looking to pass on those last two plays, really. And now letting a lot of the play clock roll down. It's down at 14 and counting. I couldn't imagine they're going to snap this before 1 or 2 seconds left.
Well, there's too much time to really run out the clock on this one.
And Ithaca has 3 timeouts.
Third down and long for RPI, keeping it on the ground. Munoz Watts dives. He's not going to make the first down. He got into Ithaca territory, got between the 48 and 47, but he needed to make it to the 45 for a first down. So 6:40 to go in the game. Obviously, on 4th and short, RPI is going to punt in this situation. Ithaca is making the change of their personnel. RPI is waiting to make this look good. Yeah, they're just going to try and make it kind of look good out there, and now the punt team is going to come out.
Right, they stalled for a bit, acting as if they were going to run a play, but Zach Montreat's out there. I've mentioned this before, but he's had a heck of a game punting for the Engineers. They've asked him to do so a lot today. 7 kicks, 43-yard average.
Kick is away. It's going to go out of bounds.
Somewhere by the 20, maybe.
Yeah, probably a little bit beyond the 20. And, yeah, right around the 23-yard line. So that's where Ithaca will take over at their own 23. Ithaca has 6:05. Everybody has 6:05 left to go in the fourth quarter, but Ithaca only has 6:05 in order to get some scores here as they trail RPI 14-3.
Wingfield, typically the Ithaca quarterback, had come in averaging, about 280 yards passing per game. He's only got 92 so far. 15 out of 24, and nothing very long. 16-yard pass. Vito's the longest play all day for the Bombers.
Wingfield wants to throw on first down, and that's going to be off the intended receiver, Vito. He was right along the sidelines on the Ithaca side of the field, and it goes off him, and it's incomplete.
Uncharacteristic for Vito. He's one of the more sure-handed receivers out there in the league. Came into this game with 37 catches. But to go back to the earlier point, the longest pass play has just been 16 yards, and at least half of that was on catch and run. So they haven't really gone deep successfully at all this afternoon.
Wingfield's going to run it on a quarterback draw on second down, and he's going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Connor Ahern, 94, among others, on the tackle there. And quarterback draw, it worked the first few times they ran it. They've run it a number of times now, but Engineers seem a little bit wise to that now. Getting caught off guard by it.
Seems the rain, whatever light rain was there, has stopped. Wingfield on third down now. Wants to throw on 3rd and 10. Pass that is complete. Taken by Vito at the 40, and he's out of bounds, a little bit short of the 40, and he goes out of bounds at the 41.
Well, nice ad-libbing there by the quarterback and the receiver. Wingfield had to step up in the pocket, was looking for somebody. He saw Vito crossing to the right side, so he had to throw it sort of away from his body against the grain. Nice completion. Vito able to get the first down at the 41.
1st and 10 for Ithaca at the 41-yard line. Pass along the far sideline goes incomplete. Cooney was the intended receiver. Flag on the near sideline. So
well away from the play.
I'm not sure what this is. Is this a sideline violation? Yeah, I think this is a sideline warning.
Because the Engineers were not in what's supposed to be their containment zone.
Yes.
On the sideline. Their guys straying all the way down to the 20.
And right near the field.
Yep.
They have to give room for the officials to work, and they were infringing on that. So the first time, that's a warning.
So 2nd and 10 for Ithaca from the 41. We're now down to 5 minutes to play, and RPI holding a 14-3 lead.
There'll be 5 wideouts for Wingfield on this play. Looking downfield, 3-man rush. He's going to have to roll out to his right, and now he's going to put it up in the air. That's up for grabs, and where does it go?
He caught it.
He caught it. How did he catch that? Oh my gosh. That was outstanding. In multiple coverage, Tedeschi manages to pull the ball down inside the 20.
He had 2 Engineers coming down on top of him and somehow managed to cradle the ball in his shoulder and hold on to it.
In the red zone, Ithaca, 1st and 10, straight up the middle and down near the 10. On the run was, that's Garcia. So we've got 4.5 to go here in the 4th quarter. RPI up 14-3. Ithaca in the red zone now with a 2nd and 2 at the RPI 11. Wingfield drops back. Now he starts running. Now he's going to pass, and that is complete. Garcia's got the reception for the touchdown. Ithaca has 9 on the board.
Well, again, let's credit the quarterback, A.J. Wingfield, for just ad-libbing there. He dropped back deep, had nothing, and he just broke forward in the pocket. And he was getting close to the line of scrimmage. The Engineers linebackers now starting to try to suspect a run and converged on him, but that allowed the running back to just break free behind the linebackers and into the end zone for a touchdown pass, making it 14-9, and they're going to go for 2 here. It goes for an 11-yard completion to Dante Garcia.
Yeah, this is a smart move. This is a smart move.
Absolutely.
So Wingfield's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw end zone, and it's incomplete. And we've got a flag on the play afterwards, so they might get this back.
C.J. Shoemaker was down there, and he's got his hands, arms spread wide, like, why me? But I think he's going to get called for perhaps a late hit on the quarterback. Wingfield had his receiver, Vito, open, breaking towards the right sideline. He just overthrew him. Otherwise, that 2-point completion would have been successful. Ball just led a little too far for Vito. But now they're discussing the penalty. We'll see. It certainly looked like it was going against Schumacher.
Well, if it's against him, I mean, what do you talk to the sideline about? Because you want the try again.
Well, it was the officials who were.
Well, no, one of the officials went over and talked to the coaches.
Targeting. Defense number 11 using the crown of the helmet. Half the distance to the goal, retry. Number 11 is disqualified from the game.
Okay, so Schumacher is out for targeting, and he's ejected. He's out of the game. There he is on the sideline right now. He has to leave.
So they'll get another shot at the 2-point conversion. It's 14-9, so chance here to cut it to 3.
Direct snap to Garcia. Garcia's going to go straight up the middle, and he's in for the for the 2 points.
Tricky play there by the Bombers. Wingfield, the quarterback, was in the backfield, but at the last second went in motion to the right side, and it was a direct snap to the running back, Garcia, who was able to just carry it straight forward, kind of right up the middle for the 2-point conversion, and now it's 14-11. RPI over Ithaca with 4:16 to go in the 4th quarter. And getting it to 3, deficit of 3 is huge, Kurt, because Ithaca has a really good kicker, Bayamonde. He's made one this afternoon, and we saw him in the warm-ups kicking successfully from 55 yards, which you don't often see in Division III football. So from the Ithaca perspective, huge conversion, because they are now able to hold RPI and force a punt and get the ball back. All they would need is a field goal to tie it, to send it to overtime, and they've got a pretty darn good field goal kicker on the Bombers sideline.
Also, if Ithaca gets a touchdown late in this game, that forces, with a kick, that forces RPI to get a touchdown.
Right.
So there's multiple benefits to going for 2 there.
4:16 to go in the ball game, or at least the fourth quarter. Ithaca is ready to kick off from right to left.
Baja Monday is going to kick. And Walker Sutton's going to take it at the 5-yard line. 10, 15, 20, 25, slides down right after he crossed the 25-yard line. RPI's got it at the 26. Engineers up by 3 with 4:11 to go in today's game.
And a huge possession here, to say the least. The Engineers up by 3, 4:11 to go. Need to hold on to the ball at least for a while, even if they don't score. And they're being guided by the backup quarterback since the middle of the, at the end of the second quarter. It's Peter Kuski, 5'11" junior, out of Centerville, Massachusetts. He's been in since Marinopolis went down with a knee injury well into the second quarter. He guided it to a touchdown last time. Now we got Lombardi lining up as a direct snap in the backfield.
And he's going to take the ball. He's going to run right. That's the short field, and there's no room over there. And he's going to lose a couple of yards back to the 24.
Yeah, Peter Lombardi, normally the wingback, if you will, for the Engineers slot receiver. He's their leading receiver on the year, but sometimes they do that play where he lines up and takes a direct snap. Tries more or less a sweep play, this time coming to the right side. Ended up losing yards.
3:40 to go, 2nd down and 12 RPI. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, by the way, so Ithaca obviously trying to get a stop on this series of downs. Second and 12. RPI on the handoff, and that is Burnett. He's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage, and RPI's back to the 19-yard line. So this is going wrong.
Yeah, Engineers.
All the RPI is doing is taking time off the clock.
Yeah, and now you're going to face 3rd and about 16 here. And a throwing down for sure. Peter Kuski has had a good day. Well, I'm going to say normally 7 out of 11. He's got 86 yards passing. Normally a passing down, but are the Engineers really going to play it conservatively, which I think you and I both expect they will here, with just 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to try to drain this clock as much as they can. They're kind of...
There's a lot of time on this clock. Down to 2 seconds on the play clock, 1, and now they're going to snap the ball. They're going to go to the ground. Munoz Watts is going to get them some yards out to the 29, and now Ithaca calls a timeout with 2:29 to go. When RPI got this ball, there was just too much time on the clock.
Ithaca.
Especially after they lost yardage on the first play and then the second play. So Ithaca will get the ball back. They've got 2 timeouts left. They've got a darn good field goal kicker. And the Engineers are going to need yet another good punt from Zach Montreve. He's been out there a lot today. As we mentioned, he's had 8 punts, but he's averaged 41 yards a kick. They'll really need something here to at least push Ithaca down the field and force them to cover a lot of ground if they're going to get in field goal range. Just 2:29 to go in the ball game, and RPI hanging on to a 14-11 lead. This would be an upset victory for the Engineers if they can hold on over the number 13 ranked Ithaca Bombers.
Montreve is back at his own 15. Anderson waiting the kick, and it's not a good kick. Montreve has to go. Oh, he's going to get a bounce, and that's going to make it better. I think it went off the side of his foot, it looked like, and it's going to be at the 37. That's where Ithaca will take over with 2:23 to go.
Yeah, a fortunate bounce, because that way it'll end up being about 34 yards. But it was not a good kick. There was a lot of pressure. He had to hurry, got it off the right side of his foot. Got an extra 10 yards of roll there, which puts it at the Ithaca 37, the near side left hash mark. They are moving right to left. 2:23 to go in the quarter.
RPI up 14-11. 3-point lead. Ithaca on first down, gives to Hines. Hines finds some room, and Hines is close to a first down. Got pushed forward, and he's down at the 47, and that should be a first down for Ithaca. That's exactly what RPI did not want to see on first down.
Nice run there by Hines.
First and 10, and this time caught in the backfield, and there will be nothing there. McGrath gets a hold of Hines, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. So clock is still running, under 2 to play here in the fourth quarter. RPI up by 3. Ithaca second and 10 at their own 47. Ithaca with 2 timeouts left. 4 wide out formation. Wingfield looks to throw, and going for the interception and missing was RPI. And along the far sideline, that's a reception down near, nope, they're going to say out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 39. So Anderson got the reception, stepped out at the 39. It looks like Charles went for the INT and missed it.
I thought that might have been Carlos Davis, but you might have seen the number. I thought it might have been 13, but you might be right. It might have been 10. But yeah, that was, he saw the play. It was a telegraph pass. He went for the interception. It could have been a return all the way for a touchdown, but he did not get it. Instead, Anderson has it for the first down. Ithaca now at the RPI 39.
First and 10, Ithaca to 39. 1:38 to go in the game. Wingfield doesn't have anybody close by. He's going to dish this off to Hines to the 40, to the 35. Hines is caught, stopped at the 30.
Down to 125 and counting. Ithaca not using a timeout here.
They're back to the line. Second down and 1 at the 30-yard line. To give us to Hines. Hines has got the first down, gets caught by an ankle from behind, and he's going to get stopped at the 25. 1:14 to go. Clock stops as they move the chains.
They're now what I would think is in field goal range for Nicholas Monday.
It is. First and 10 at the 25-yard line. Hines takes the carry, tries to move over to the right. He's going to get grabbed, and he's going to go down to 24. So a pickup of 1. Under a minute to play in the game. RPI leading by 3. Ithaca with the ball.
Austin Charles in on the tackle there. By Monday's longest here, 42 yards. But he's got longer range than that.
Second down and 9 from the 24. Wingfield doesn't see anything downfield, and he's going to run out of bounds with 41 seconds left. And he's out at the 21. That'll make it third down.
Okay, so interesting choice here for Ithaca. You're at the 21, so that means you got about a 38, 39-yarder, which is in by Monday's range. You want to go for the first down, but you also definitely don't want to get a sack, because then that could make a field goal. Questionable prospect.
Third and 6 at the 21. Clock is stopped because Wingfield went out of bounds. 41 seconds left.
So they keep it on the ground and try to get Hines to run for the first down. They try and pass.
4 wideouts, and they're going to keep it on the ground, and it's not going to be a first down. That's going to be stopped short inside the 20, down near the 18-yard line. Ithaca takes a timeout with 34 seconds left.
Well, you know what else that was kind of happened on that play with the
Ithaca,
start is that
the
Hines
second of
ran
the
that
half.
and cut to his left, which meant he cut from the hash mark into the middle of the field. And so it's going to be fourth down, but that ball is almost smack in the middle, like, what, the 18-yard line, roughly?
Yeah, you're looking at a 35-yard attempt here.
And by Monday, it's been 12 out of 14 on the season. And he's well within his range here, 35, 36-yard field goal attempt. But fourth down and 3, 34 seconds to go. So we'll be riding on what we expect to be field goal attempt for the Bombers. Can they tie it up? And if they do, in all likelihood, we'll be going into overtime.
The rain has restarted lightly in Troy. The umbrellas are back out.
Engineers have led all afternoon for their first offensive possession when they scored to go up 7-0.
This is fourth down, and the offense is coming out.
Well, I am surprised. By Monday, this is well within his range. I wonder if they're going to try to draw him off sides, too.
Could be.
4th and 3.
And timeout RPI.
Timeout, RPI, their first of the half.
RPI uses their first timeout. Ithaca has 1 remaining. If you're RPI and Ithaca scores a touchdown, timeouts are not going to be your problem. It's going to be a question of yards, and you're just literally going to run out of time.
I think, again, the Ithaca offense came out on the field there with quarterback A.J. Wingfield, 4th and 3 from about the 18 and a half maybe. We fully expected them to go for the field goal. The offense had come out. I was wondering if they were going to try to just draw them off sides, and then if that wasn't successful, go for the field goal. But They're coming back out again with the offense there. 4th down, about 3 yards to go from the RPI 18 with just 34 seconds to play.
4 wide out formation for Ithaca. Now they're going to move Vito over to the left. There'll be 3 on the left, 1 on the right. Your running back right now is Garcia, as Wingfield is in the backfield. Coming down.
Like they're calling an audible and changing the play.
Are they? 6 seconds left on the play clock, and they're looking to the side, and now they're going to call a timeout. I think that was entirely trying to draw RPI offside.
Yeah,
Ithaca, their final timeout of the half.
That's what we first suspected. I mean, it's 4th and 3, which is no guarantee. There's only 30, even if you got the first down, you'd still only have less than 30 seconds to go. And they are certainly well within the range of their kicker.
Bahamonde.
Yeah, who is probably arguably one of the best in the conference. He came into this game 11 of 13 on the season, and he kicked the field goal earlier for the first Ithaca score. So he'll have it. We suspect he'll be trotted out and have a chance to tie it here in the waning seconds of the 4th quarter.
So he is headed out onto the field. Rumis is the holder.
Monday, 6'1", 160 out of Berryville, Virginia. Setting up at about the 25 and a half. So
it's a 35-yard attempt.
35-yarder.
From pretty much the middle of the field to tie with 34 seconds left. And RPI has called a timeout.
Another timeout.
Timeout.
So
RPI.
really trying to
Second half.
freeze the kicker here. 2nd straight timeout for the Engineers.
I don't think any of that ever works.
Let's think about what's at stake here. The Ithaca Bombers are 7-0 on the season. They're 4-0 in conference. They're ranked number 13 in the nation in Division III football. The RPI Engineers are 6-1 overall, 2-1 in the conference. If they lost their last time out to Hobart, if they are to have any shot at the conference title, the Engineers have to have this game. Ithaca, if they can pull this out, will be headed on a collision course with Union next week, which then would all in likelihood probably decide the title. There's some other combinations that can
Well,
happen.
Union's got a
Right.
10-7 lead on Hobart at the half.
Right.
So that's too close to call.
Yeah. What I'm saying is Ithaca wins this game. They're going to only need one more game to clinch the title. But they need this field goal to tie it right now. RPI's.
Here we go again. Bahamonde with Rumis on the hold. Middle of the field. 35-yard attempt. Snap. The spot's down. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Missed it to the left.
Plenty of distance on it. He just hooked it. Never got much air under it at all, Kurt. It was just like almost like you hook an iron shot in golf. He just pulled it, yanked it to the left. It was not that close, and the Engineers are now just 30 seconds away from upsetting the number 13 ranked team in the nation.
One snap. Ithaca has no timeouts. Ball goes to the 20-yard line. One snap, and RPI wins this game.
Two years ago, Ithaca came here to RPI, were nationally ranked, probably got caught looking ahead to another matchup, and they were just blown out 38-12. 2 years later, the Engineers again on the verge of what would be another upset of Ithaca on their
One
home
snap.
field.
That's it. Peter Kuski gets the snap. He takes the knee. Ithaca cannot stop the clock, and RPI is going to win today's game officially in 20 seconds, 14-11 over Ithaca.
And the Engineers will move to 7-1 overall, 3-1 in the conference. Ithaca will fall to 7-1 overall, 4-1 in the Liberty League.
3 seconds to go, and the teams start heading out to the middle of the field. It is a final here in Troy. RPI 14, Ithaca 11.
What an effort for the Engineers, especially their defense. They held Ithaca to 11 points. This was a team that was scoring 35 a game and getting 450 yards a game. Instead, the Engineers hold them to just one touchdown all day.
They get a little bit of a lucky break by the fact that a very good field goal kicker hooked what could have been the tying kick with 30 seconds to go. The Engineers hanging on for a 14-11 victory. I mean, you look at some of the stats, Kurt, and you would think this was an Ithaca victory, because check out some of these. RPI on offense had just 10 first downs all afternoon. They had just 56 rushing yards and only 132 passing yards, only 188 total yards on the afternoon. They didn't even average 4 yards a play all day. But the defense held Ithaca when it needed to. The offense did two things really well. They scored on that first possession of the game to take a 7-0 lead. And then that drive late in the game, 2 completions by Matt Peter Kuski, one on the sideline to Sterling Walker-Sutton for a first down, and then a touchdown pass to a wide open Riley Conboy, who had been silent all day, hadn't been in the mix at all, but he got free, wide open in that right corner of the end zone, caught the touchdown pass, put the Engineers up 14-3, and they're able to hang on for an upset win over Ithaca, 14-11. Here on the RPI campus in Troy this afternoon.
Well, I think there were a lot of questions coming after last week's game against Hobart for RPI. RPI's toughest opponents down the stretch during this season, I think everybody pegged Hobart, Ithaca, and Union as the 3 toughest games for RPI, and those are 3 of the last 4 games for RPI. So RPI goes up 6-0, or 6-0 on the season, and then they go play Hobart, and it's a tight game. It is a very tight game. I mean, 10-9 was the final 2 weeks ago. I think there were questions about how good Hobart is when they lost to Ithaca. There's questions about, well, was RPI really, a 6-0 team? Were they that good? Or was this a game where, well, somebody has to lose, and RPI ended up on the wrong side of that? And I think this game answers some of those questions, because RPI now plays an Ithaca team, as you mentioned, 35 points they're averaging per game, keeps them to 11. They kept Hobart to 10. I mean, we've talked all year, the RPI defense has played exceptionally well. And they did again today. They did 2 weeks ago against Hobart, just ended up on the wrong side of that one. And the offense, the numbers don't look good, but RPI basically combined all their good offense into 2 drives. I mean, everything was there. They didn't have a lot. Other than that, their drives were not good at all. They just had 2 good ones, and the rest were awful.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you look at the drive chart, okay, as we mentioned, the first possession of the game they scored, they had capitalized on an interception by Connor Noyes, went in and scored. It was a 46-yard drive. They were up 7-0. And then it was 7 or 8 straight punts in a row by the RPI offense. And then finally, in that fourth quarter, a 6-play, 66-yard drive by the Engineers that put them up 14-3. Big, huge effort by Ithaca to get back in the game. The touchdown, the 2-point conversion to make 14-11. They forced RPI to just punt after 3 plays, got the ball back, drove down to the RPI 18, facing a 4th down and 3, decided to go for what would be a tying field goal. And Nicholas Byamunde, who is 12 for 14 on the year, just hooked it. And the Engineers, it's sort of that bend but don't break defense. We saw it at Hobart. We saw it again today. They had some terrific numbers against Ithaca, again, holding them to 11 points. And really 334 yards total offense for Ithaca, which is not a bad number, but when you think that they were averaging 450, 460, that was a heck of a performance by the Engineers. Arguably their best all year, I would say. As terms of judging it against a quality opponent, you're talking about the number 13 ranked team in the nation, an undefeated team, and able to hold the Bombers to just 11 points.
Yes, I would agree. The defense's best day so far this season. Absolutely. It's Ithaca, since joining the Liberty League, has lost 5 games. 4 of those losses are against RPI.
And they just seem to have their number.
I don't think anybody can explain it. There have been close games. Certainly the only game at Ithaca when it came down to literally the last play, when Ithaca tried to tie and then the kick was blocked and then they got a second chance at the conversion and went for 2 and lost. That was a 1-point loss there. I'm not sure. I've been at all the games, and I'm not sure I can't explain it to you. I don't know why, but for some reason RPI has Ithaca's number in the Liberty League. And that's the way it is. It was a close one here. This is another game that could have gone either way.
Let's also, besides the defense, let's talk about Matt Peterkuski, backup quarterback, forced into action in the second quarter when starter George Marinopoulos was knocked out with a knee injury. Matt came into this ball game a grand total of 0 for 4 passing all year. He's not had a lot of action because obviously Marinopoulos is a terrific quarterback who's on the field all the time. But thrust into it, Peterkuski finishes with 7 completions for 11 yards, 1 touchdown that would prove to be the game winner to Riley Conboy in the fourth quarter. So, a lot of pressure for a guy who hasn't seen a lot of action for RPI. Thrust into it in the second quarter, and the Engineers' deep offense, as we said, didn't do a whole lot today, but when it needed to, it came through with that touchdown drive, just enough to hang on to this upset victory.
So I'm going to run you down the scoring in today's game. Yancey can pick his offensive and defensive engineers of the game. First quarter, first possession for RPI. 10:46 left to go in the first quarter. McDonald got a 29-yard touchdown pass from Marinopoulos. McDougal's kick made it 7-0 RPI. That would be the score until the third quarter. When with 6:28 left in the third quarter, Bahamonde got a 40-yard field goal to put Ithaca on the board. It was 7-3 RPI at that point. In the fourth quarter with 9:16 to go, Peterkuski passed to Conboy for 31 yards. McDougal's kick made it 14-3 RPI. Ithaca would get a touchdown, 4:16 to go. Wingfield to Garcia, an 11-yard pass. And Garcia's run after that for the 2-point conversion made it RPI 14, Ithaca 11. But then with very little time left on the clock, how much? 30 seconds left on the clock. Bahamonde's field goal attempt from 35 yards out missed to the left. RPI took a knee, and that was today's game. RPI winning over Ithaca 14-11. RPI improving to 7-1 on the season. They are 3-1 in the conference. Ithaca falling to 7-1 on the season and almost certainly falling down the top 25, and they are 4-1 in the conference. Ithaca is hosting Union next week, and that was possibly lining up for a championship game in the Liberty League. That is not the case anymore. That is next Saturday at 1 p.m. Union is at Ithaca. RPI's next game, they are at St. Lawrence next Saturday for a 1 p.m. game. That game is also now have heightened importance. An RPI loss here would have eliminated them. That is not the case either. RPI is still in the hunt for a league title. And if you're RPI, you're rooting for Union right now, because if Union beats Hobart, RPI controls what happens to them. They can win out and win the league title and go to the NCAAs. That game right now, Hobart and Union, they are tied at 10 in the third quarter. And the other game we were following, Brockport is beating up on Buffalo State. That is a 41-8 score in the fourth quarter, so Buffalo State will not be winning that game. But the Union-Hobart game tied at 10 in the third quarter. That's the one to pay attention to right now. Yancey, your offensive and defensive engineers of the game?
Well, I think the offensive star today has to go to Matt Peterkuski. He was the backup quarterback who came in when Marinopoulos was injured. Matt had 0 completions on the season all year before stepping in today. And what did he do? He completed 7 out of 11 passes. That's good for about 64%. 86 yards passing total. Not a high yardage total, true, but he completed that 66. He finished that 66-yard drive with a touchdown pass to Riley Conboy, which proved to be the winning score for the Engineers. So Peterkuski, your offensive star. On defense, gosh, wow, who do you pick from? Lots of guys had great games today, but we're going to go with Connor Noyes. Connor had 10 tackles. He was tied for second with a number of Engineers. By the way, Austin Charles led everybody with 12. But Connor Noyes, the junior linebacker from Dalton, Massachusetts, just over in the Berkshires. He also had that interception in the first quarter on the very first possession of the game, which led to the first touchdown. So the combination of the interception and 10 tackles means Connor Noyes is your defensive star of the game for the Engineers.
And that's basically going to do it for us here from the East Campus Stadium. We've got more sports action tonight. 7 o'clock, they drop the puck over at the Houston Fieldhouse. RPI versus Union in men's hockey. RPI with a 4-2 victory over the Dutchmen yet last night in Schenectady. So that's the matchup tonight. For football, next Saturday, we are on the road. We will be at St. Lawrence for a 1 o'clock start. RPI versus St. Lawrence. That'll be our next football broadcast. We would like to thank Lindsey Vogelman back at the station for making sure we got on the air today. We would like to thank the Rensselaer Union. They provide the funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, and that includes WRPI's coverage of Engineer football, hockey, and baseball. To my right was Yancey Roy. My name is Kurt Stutt. We would like to thank you for listening to today's game. The final score here from the East Campus Stadium in Liberty League football action, it was RPI 14 and Ithaca 11. And you've been listening to live coverage of Engineer football on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
I'm not gonna let you, asshole.